Greetings, greetings. Seems like I'm live now. Let me get this microphone in a better spot because it's definitely too low. Hello, hello. Test 1 2 1 2. Yeah, much better. Sorry, I'm listening on loop on YouTube to verify the audio because sometimes you really can't tell. I don't have a loopback software installed currently. I've kind of tweaked a bunch of stuff. So let's do a quick audio from the keyboard to see how it sounds. Pretty damn bassy. I might have to turn that down a bit. But it's not. It's distorted from the patch, not from the actual levels, from what I can tell. So cool. All right. I'm comfortable with the audio. So sorry. Thanks for putting up with that for a short time here. I haven't done a stream for a while. Part of this is to again start with thanking everybody for the over 1,000 subs at this point. It's been, I don't know, it may have happened a week ago. I didn't even notice. I've been kind of so busy not even checking on my own content and watching a few other people's content here and there that I didn't even notice. So shame on me. You guys are very supportive and helpful and great to have such a great community. So I really appreciate it. So that's why I'm doing this, number one. So thanks, everybody. Much appreciated. Number two is I haven't done one for a while, obviously. So I wanted to get out the kinks because, again, like I was saying in the beginning, I've tweaked some few settings on the mixers and some wire routing, various other things, and so I had no idea this would even come through. So anyway, so boring intro over. Sorry about that. Again, I just want to make sure it sounded okay. Let me know in the chat if it's not good on your end or it gets bad for some reason if it's not currently bad. But my quick and dirty demo seemed pretty good, so thank you for being patient. Homegrown, hey, Steve Elbows, thanks guys. And Jack, good to see you. Excellent, excellent. So I thought I didn't have anything prepared, obviously, because I just saw a couple hours ago, actually, like, holy shit, I'm over 1,000 subs now. So it's a very nice surprise. Maybe it was the NAMM coverage, I don't know. I do NAMM every year, and it slowly crawls up here and there from various other things I do, but I think NAMM this year maybe was extra popular, and maybe that contributed to it. I'm not sure, because it did a lot of NAMM coverage, as you guys know. And unfortunately, another thing about this stream is to let you know that there is way more stuff I have to upload that was shot locally with a bad signal in some spots. So more NAMM coverage to come. Buchla and Friends coverage as well. I got an amazing performance from Suzanne Ciani at Buchla and Friends on the last day. At the end of the day, there's a girl, I forgot her name. She does a performance right after this guy does a Marimba Lumina performance. Who guy works at Buchla, I forgot his name as well. He's incredible. I saw him at an event in San Francisco, at an art installation. I believe the Buchla parts are still in the museum. It's a very small museum of technology in San Francisco. And I drove up on the last minute to get up there, and sure enough, that was the first time I saw Suzanne Ciani in person. She was in the audience. I recognized her, but I wasn't 100% sure it was her, so I didn't want to be a goofball and bother her and stuff like that. But subsequent viewings of her videos after that, at her current age, I wasn't sure what she looked like now. I'm used to her older look, watching her old content on various educational shows and her old photos on her CD releases and stuff. So I didn't know what she looked like at the current time, and now I do. Seen her several times since then. So this is a great performance, but that Marimba Lumina demo is just wicked. You guys have to see that. So I will have that up soon. Also have more stuff for those into stuff other than music on my George Romero Living Dead Weekend stuff. Going way back to June, I still haven't uploaded all that stuff. My friends who are on the video, on the tour and other events, walking around, I go on other video podcasts like my friend Alpha Romero. Michael has a great show. It's getting bigger and bigger over time. Got some great guests recently. All these guys are clamoring for the footage, so I got to get off my ass and do the old-fashioned editing and upload. The live streams make you lazy. You know, I love live streams because they allow you to do capture the event live, make you feel like you're being there, and then turn it off. And other than making a change to the title or poster frame or some little minor tweaks here and there, and like chapter stops I still need to add to some stuff, it's killer because you don't have to do any work. You can be really lazy. I used to edit videos for days and days and days, going way back to the early 90s when I started doing Adobe Premiere version 2 or whatever it was. So yeah, it's nice to be, the live stream is very useful and also very very nice to allow you to be a creative person, or at least somebody sharing information with people, and be a little bit lazy, save your time for other things. But I have all this other backlog of videos to do, so long story short, that is coming soon as well, trickling out here and there. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little demo. I haven't played Polyvolver for a while, one of my favorite synths in the world. Rest in peace, Dave Smith. This is the old DSI era before he got the name Sequential back. The Monovolver is perfectly great. It's essentially the same engine, monophonic. So this one is just basically 4-part polyphonic. There's a rack mount that allowed you to do an extra 4. And there was obviously, so if you have multiple keyboards, which are crazy expensive now because they've gone way up in price. I don't need this anymore because I'm not listening to stuff yet. I might be doing a little chat session later if you guys want to jump in and chat, but I wanted to quickly do the intro and play a little Polyvolver, tribute to Dave Smith, and a good way to celebrate my channel because I love this thing. I don't use it enough, obviously, but and as you can see, to make it quick and dirty, and just because I like the weird control mechanisms and different keys and scales and chord inversions and stuff, you can quickly get at your fingertips, even ones I don't know how to do on a keyboard. I've got the theory board here laid out again, which is one of my favorite little wacky controllers, but it actually is really, really useful. So like this is the chord side, this is the melodic side, and the colors actually make sense. They actually, so this is like C major, B, C, D, E, blah 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 down the line, and it loops around. So if you wanted to stay C with like a C chord of some kind with the C's, then you've got right there. Those are C's, all the 4 octaves of C's, and et cetera, et cetera. And they have all these various inversions and stuff at your fingertips. So for example, this has aftertouch as well, so I'm trying not to invoke the distortion on this patch. If you notice the right side, it's a little hard to see with the exposure on this stupid camera I'm using. These change as I play these. So it's always going to give you notes within the chord as you play it. So watch as I do that again. Watch the left side. I'm sorry, the right side. So for example, I stay on one of those. It'll tell me on the screen what's going on too on both sides. So I had the wrong root note over there. This is B flat. And so that's the chord spread out over the line of each octave, and this is the chord playing simultaneously. So it's really cool for improv and noodling and making wacky stuff. This also is a special scale I'm using. If you say, what is going on there? This is a pentatonic scale called Hirajoshi D. So it's a Japanese pentatonic scale. Amazing. I've used it on a lot of stuff on my hardware jams. So I'll play a little with that a little bit here. Go through some sounds and just fiddle around a little bit just because I like to showcase the Polyvolver. It's just a great box. You can see it here. The camera, it's so dark over here right now, I don't have a light set up at the Poly-Evolver. So not only can you see the light show going on behind it, the pulsating blue light, which is probably pretty cool on stage in a dark room, but the LEDs are getting overexposed so I could actually read the text on the panel. So it's not the best view of it, but again, quick and dirty. I set this up really last minute, and so it's not going to be the best video quality ever. Hopefully it sounds fine at least. Anyway, so that's what we're going to play with. So before I do that, though, I'm trying to think of any other kinds of business I want to talk about. More videos I'm going to post. More of these kind of live things coming up. Just been busy as hell. Work, bills, all kinds of other drama, as well as all these trips to the NAM and Brooklyn Friends and going to see my relatives down south. And it's just been too busy to do any of this stuff. So the live stream from the phone has been my main thing lately. So I'll start doing more of these things because I have more gear I want to showcase and more tutorials I want to do and some stuff that's fun. I've barely done anything on my Soma Terra. If you've seen, I did like one tutorial video, one follow-up video with some effects, and I think that's it. I might have only done 2 demos with it, which is kind of sad. I've done some A-frame stuff I liked, but again, haven't touched that for a while. And again, some other gear in this room that I haven't either ever used before on a stream or just visiting some old friends. So look forward to that. So I'm going to cut to the other camera and play just a few patches from the Poly-Evolver. I'm not going to make this super long, and then I'll open up the link if you guys want to jump in on chat. So give me a second here. I'm going to switch to the other camera and go through some presets. Unfortunately, again, in order to read the text on the panel, because it's so dark, the screen is blown out. So I'll have to tell you what the preset is. You won't be able to read it. So, hey Keith, thanks. How you doing? Let's see who else is in here. Oh, yep, Sean's here. Excellent. Good to see you. Okay. So let me switch to that, do a couple demo things, and then I'll open up the camera if folks want to chat a little bit about whatever. I don't care. I mean, as the pub goes, we always talk about anything, even stupid politics stuff if you want. So here we go. All right, let's see what this preset's called. Anna Ork Press FB. So yeah, it's supposed to be an orchestral patch kind of thingy, and it's got feedback distortion essentially on pressure. Boy, the feedback is serious feedback. I'll just play one lead at a time. The chords are kind of crazy on this patch. Very beefy, and as I heard on the YouTube demo in my ear before I started doing this, it was very bassy. So let me switch another preset. I don't know him by name like I used to when I first got this thing, so bear with me while I jump through and audition a few. I know it's kind of annoying sometimes, but I want to noodle on some that I actually like. So. It's called Prophet Strings. And some of these are the polyphony is going to be severely affected because again it's only four voice polyphony, and some of these are stacked. So some of these I'll have to just use the melodic line on the right of the theory board, not the chord. And again, if you're hearing like, where are some of these notes? I'm missing notes. This is a pentatonic scale called Hirajoshi. It's Japanese. So it's pentatonic only. You're not going to hear lots of other notes. But it's a beautiful scale. I love using it for doing the koto and flute and stuff. So that preset's okay. That's fun. Bella voce. See if that one handles chords all right. Sounds okay. Not a showstopper, but beautiful. Overture. Good ARP goodness. I love that. It's called Feed the Seek as in sequence. That's good fun. Power HP Pad 1. I guess there's a high pass filter in there. I just hit the glitch again. So one thing about the theory board, they released it with bugs, as everything has bugs, and the bug fixes are very minimal. So there's a if you tap something in a certain way, sometimes you invoke some of the MIDI functions of it. And I just changed the preset and some other stuff without wanting to do that. So let me go back to where I was. This is called Gorgon. Give me a second here. I got to fire up Hirajoshi D because it switched to a different flavor of it. Aftertouch action there for that wah wah. Let's try a chord. That's Gorgon. Oh wait, no, sorry, Borogon. The screen's kind of far away from me; it's hard to read. That's a nice one. It's called Impossible. I got some more people. Probes. Viral Beats is here. Wagoo. Man with Beard. Thanks. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat like I should be. I'm too busy fiddling. Yeah, Keith, they're expensive. I mean, I got this. I might as well disclose it. What the hell it matter? I got it pre-upgraded, so there was an issue with the encoders on these. Well-known issue. They sold a potboard upgrade. One of the easiest installs I've ever done on anything. You undo a couple screws, just like on some of the stuff Kent repairs. The thing hinges up, very easy to access. Unplug a few ribbon controllers or ribbon cables. Pop the boards out, swap the boards in. The thing that took the most time is taking all the knob caps off to put the boards in and out. It was so fast, and it was only like $300-400 or something like that. It was like, I don't think they have them anymore, but when they had them, it was the best deal ever. And because I got the synth for like under $2,000, and then the pop board was there, so for basically, I think I got it for like $1,800. And the guy knew, oh, I know, I'm sorry, hey, it's got the issue, and he didn't either know about the pot upgrade boards, or he just didn't want to bother with it or something. So you do the math. I actually spent less than $2,400 US for the thing, and now I've seen them up to like $4,000 sometimes. So it is what it is. But as you can hear, it's very cool. A quick rundown. I guess I didn't say this before I started. I've covered Polyvolvo before, but in case you don't know, again, it's 4-voice poly. Each section has is basically you can have a digital oscillator, you can have analog oscillator, and you have some effects, and you have sequencers and distortion, loop throughs, and all kinds of like a mocap kind of thing, and all kinds of other stuff. So it's really special because yes, it's limited in polyphony, but as you heard right there, that was kind of like a little one-note jam. And although there's some note stealing going on, I didn't really notice it that much, and it still sounded great. So the limitation is fine. Now, if you got the rack mounts, which are rare as hen's teeth, or you have the Evolver modules, you can MIDI them together and do a polychain. So there's a guy in line who does really cool performance videos with this, like orchestral type stuff, and beautiful, beautiful stuff. And he's got 2 racks plus this. So that's basically, 12 voice poly, which is more than enough for most things. And it's just the great wicked sound. It's really cool. So you can hack it by getting a bunch of Evolver modules if you want to go that route. Hook them all together, put it in polychain mode. I think one of the issues is you might have to do some with the EPROMs to make it work perfectly. I forgot. Because there are different versions with different presets in them. I think the EPROM included new presets every time they had a new one. So as long as your sounds all match, that should work. And I've done a demo before with my Evolver desktop that I bought a long time ago, and this. So I got 5 voice poly out of it, and it was pretty cool. So there's that option. Or they have the mono Evolver keyboard, the MEK. This is the PEK, this is the MEK. Same thing, acts like a box. So you can get one more voice polyphony out of that. So a lot of ways to attack it. But again, 4 voice poly is fine. I know people bitching about like the boutiques only had like the Jupiter 8 boutique from Roland, the JU08 only had 4 voice because they put they underpowered it because they only put one of the chips in it. And so if they put more money into it, cost more, you would get your 8 voices like you're supposed to get out of a Jupiter 8. But even the 4 voices, that sounds really good. It was portable. It was pretty cheap. So again, I'm okay with that. But it would be nice to have the 8 voice. You got to get like either use the Roland Cloud with a controller, or you got to use the System 8, the little Iris System 8 with the JP08, not JU, JP08 plug out in it, and then you get your nice control surface and 8 voice poly. So many ways to skin a cat, as they say. And so again, 4 voices is fine. I don't have anything hooked to it right now. It's just stock, other than the pot upgrade, and it's beautiful. I can show you real quick the little sequencer going on the side here. And of course the light show on the back wall there from the back of the unit that gives a nice pulsing of the LFO. So the whole crowd can see what your clock speed is, basically. Move that a little bit. Double check the focus. It looks like it's off a bit. Yeah, it's very glowy at this exposure. So some stuff looks fuzzy when it's not too bad. All right, no new people showed up. Some chatter going on there. That's good. Like to see people on here. Let's go through a few more. Called Vitamin R. As you can see, it's got a latch on it, so just by tapping it, it's already started a sequence that's got some effects on. It's pretty wacky. Let's see what happens. Another fun thing you can see is the 4 voices blinking accordingly, how they're being used. Watch this. using 3 voices now. Now it's using all 4. And yeah, that one wasn't particularly good, but it's just one of those weird patches somebody made. Another one-note jam. This is called Digilights. See what the pitch bend mods do here. The pitch bend is usually just at the pitch. There's no other weird hack or anything. Pitch bend is working. Mod just adds more extreme. In chord mode, it gets weirder. Kind of wild. And again, only 4 voices, but there's a lot of stuff going on there. The PWM sequence. Oh, thanks, Trader. Always could use a little extra scratch, so everything counts. Thank you. Let me know if the audio is, if it's not loud enough, but it was loud enough when I did a quick test when I started. Very slow sequence. Let's try some chords. See if I have enough voices to do both now. Yeah, it's hard to do both. The chords take up a lot. It's called Spark Coil. Great modulations in it. A little flatulent synth for you. You hear a little delay on the tail. The chords are going to sound wacky. Aftertouch is great on that one. That was called Fade Out of Here. It's some classic 70s kind of stuff. Amoeba. Making good use of the sequencer. And this one, you got to get the timing right, the way it's set on this patch. Otherwise, you get that weird offset overlap, which sometimes is cool. It's like a little groovy bit. If you want to be dead on every time you hit a different note, you got to get your timing right. Kind of crazy. Gurgle Sweep. Yes, that's why I like the Polyvolver. The chords are going to sound wacky, though. There's too much going on. Sound effects, Thunder PB. Delay with feedback on serious feedback. Like a guitar pedal going crazy. Slow, driving, atmospheric art stuff. It was like some Pink Floyd thing from the wall. Modulation does. Extreme. Very nice. That's called Polished Steps. This one's called A Bad Day. Very, very pressure sensitive. This should be wild on the chords. Here's one. It's called Countdown. very squelchy. Gets that hand real quick. That's why I love this thing. It can be beautiful. It can be aggressive as hell, crazy, hard to listen to at times. So if you want to do, even some noisy stuff, almost like Mersbo Mersbo territory or whatever, it's kind of wild. All right, I could go all night with that thing. It's fun, but let's switch back over to this for a bit. See if anyone wants to come in for a little chat. I haven't done that for a while. Come on, fan. My fan is starting to go out on me. Come on. Well, if you guys don't hear that too much, it's okay. I will leave it. I will leave it. Man, it's actually getting too annoying. I can't do that. There you go. It's better. A little percussive maintenance always does the trick. This laptop's long in the tooth, so it's starting to act pretty funny. So I'm going to put this on so I can hear the incoming audio. And let's do this. Copy that. And let's paste that. And pin it if you guys want to come in here. Pin, 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 pin. Pinned. See how that goes. Oh yeah, wind controller would be awesome on this. I did a demo with this guy, which is also excellent for this kind of weird MIDI stuff. Very, very cool. It's got a kind of a pseudo Rolly Seaboard approach, even though it's hard keys. It's very, very touchy, expressive with hard plastic, capacitive touch kind of stuff. So this one's excellent. And if you haven't seen it, it's the Artiphone Corda. I had a Kickstarter for this. I got this pretty cheap. You could pick your color, you could pick your goodies you got with it, all that kind of stuff. Haven't used it for a while. It's probably dead battery, but it's a good standalone unit too. It has its own engines in it. It's pretty fun. It's like a little, almost like a cheap OP1 kind of thing, but it's really great as a controller. And I've done at least 1 or 2 videos on my channel a year or 2 ago, maybe, of Polyvolver controlled by the Corda. Very, very cool. But yeah, I should do it with the Silphio, the wind controller. I'll show it with the Casio Sax one of these days. The Casio Sax is silly, but it does work. The breath pressure is pretty good. So anyway, click that link if you guys want to come in and chat, whatever. No big deal if you don't. But I just want to again thank everybody for getting to over the hump of 1,000. That's was it Twitch is 500, I think, so it's much easier to attain. 1,000 is a hell of a lot easier to attain if you're just doing casual stuff like I do, and I don't often do this kind of thing with my face on here. I'm not a touchy-feely YouTuber where you have to see my expression and how tense I am and how emotional I am. I'm here for the gear. You got to see the gear. You got to see things being played, learn some tricks, share some ideas, whatever. That's really what it's about for me. But for the chatting session, I don't mind, just like with Ramsey and stuff, I don't mind going on camera for the chatting part. But I don't just be here talking head the whole time just because it's just not my thing. I don't take selfies. I do family photos. I do stuff with friends out and about, but I don't constantly take pictures of myself like, look where I was, just to prove I was there. It's like, I know I was there. Who gives a shit, right? So no problem with people who do that all the time. I have friends who are just addicted to that. Look where I am, here, and they have cool pictures of themselves. It's just not my thing. I take a picture of the place or the object or people I like, animals, all kinds of stuff, but I don't put myself in there all the time. I don't feel I have to. just not my thing. Shocked schoolgirl face. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of silly. But again, YouTube's for everybody. Everyone does what they like. Everyone's got their thing, so no big deal. Chat replays, yeah, they take about 12 hours to show up usually, sometimes a little longer. And the beauty of the YouTube app, don't get me started about that. I could go on for an hour about all the glitches with the app. The most annoying off the top is I can't see my battery. I can't see my clock. And didn't we all carry phones to give up a watch? I mean, a watch is cool. I have a little cheap Amazon Apple Watch knockoff just to have a clock, because every time I'm streaming, I have no idea what time it is. I look like an idiot holding a phone. Go, excuse me, what time is it? You know, because I can't read the clock on the app. So YouTube does that. They also don't give you control of the camera, so you can't control the exposure and the focus. It's all automatic. And at the same time, when I'm streaming a lot and I upload the stream, it's not always. I almost sometimes I get no glitches. Like I have to restart the connection. Perfect connection, uploads fine, no errors. Ends. I get the final screen with all the stats and stuff. And then I wait half a day or a day later, and then it says, "Oh, comments have been disabled." And I didn't do that; they were there because they're there every time, as they always are. The settings are correct, and sometimes it decides to strip them. And even if I don't have a connection issue, I understand if I have a lot of glitches and it can't figure that out, and it just, oh, there go your comments. But that's a real bummer because I like going back to read them. You guys put some fun stuff in there. Gives me a chuckle, and also feedback is good, and also learning some stuff in the chat that people are talking about has nothing to do with the stream. So I really get bummed out when that gets stripped. So that's one of my main gripes about YouTube. But yeah, there is a delay always for the stupid thing. So unfortunately, got to put up with that. But yeah, I know. I tried looking for that setting where it goes private. I looked through all the goddamn settings everywhere, and not on the phone, but on the main thing, because the phone is very little control. And I think it's a default on the phone to protect you. What if you uploaded some? Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Like I doxed somebody, or I showed a document I wasn't supposed to show, or something. I think that's just a built-in setting on the phone. The trick is to find where to turn it off, because I never turned it on. And sometimes it actually has helped me. A couple times I've shot something in a location I wasn't supposed to, and I didn't want to get somebody in trouble. So it gave me a chance to go in and when you edit videos on YouTube, obviously the chat comments go away, which sucks. So I'll go through at least read the comments that are going to be stripped before they get stripped, and then I will do the edit, and then the thing gets stripped, and the video is safe to post. Then I unprivate it. But I never set it that way, and I didn't find a way to do that in any of the millions of control areas I've looked at on the YouTube experience. So I just use YouTube Mobile. What's it called? YouTube. It's not YouTube Admin. It's YT something. There's another app they put on there, and I quickly go in there if I'm ready. If I say, okay, I'm done, I'm not shooting anymore, I'll go in there and I'll unlock it. So lately, if you've been watching, I'll often unlock it almost immediately when I'm done with the stream. It's just another step I have to go in and do that. So I don't mind doing that. But also, that's good sometimes. I can add a thumbnail if there wasn't one. If I start a stream really quickly, I can't even take a thumbnail because it wastes too much time. I'll miss stuff. So the YouTube management app will let me go in and add the thumbnail, tweak the title if it's wrong, and then unlock the video to be public. So in a way, it's kind of useful for me. And I think most people don't just go back and watch it immediately anyway. So I don't know. A few people probably do, but the delay between me turning that off private is probably not too big of a deal for most people. But let's see. What else? A quick breakdown. So if you guys want to see it, until I got robbed. You guys all know that story. In fact, I still have to go on ProSync Network with Robbie to do that show. We're going to talk about security stuff. But I did 2 Clownfest tour videos, and I did them both before I got robbed. So everything I had that got stolen, pretty much, except for a few things, and everything that I don't normally either play or haven't really done much with yet, it's just kind of sitting around and waiting for time, is in those videos. So go to, I think it was Clownfest 12 and Clownfest 13 or Clownfest 14. I don't know. It's not the last Clownfest and not the one before it, but I did it for 2 different Clownfests. So if you just search Piero's channel, Piero the Acid Clown, and the video is called PTAC Dash, or something like that, and then Synthetic Studio Tour or something like that. I mean, a search should be able to find it without having to dig through all of his stuff. But there's Clownfest in the name as well, the Clownfest number, and I forgot the format he used. But I had 2 entire videos. Like he was complaining kind of how long one of them was, because they just went on and on and on. Even though I went quickly, I had a lot of stuff to cover, and it didn't cover everything. I have plenty of stuff on shelves, tucked away where I can't easily get to it just because of lack of space. I had stuff at my girlfriend's place. I had, so not everything was available for the videos. So if you want to get a quick rundown of everything I got, at least the majority of it, and get a flavor of it, it's all over the map. I mean, I've been buying stuff for like 20 years. Once I discovered eBay, I kind of became insane and started going nuts with the collecting, because it was all the stuff I drooled over in Guitar Center when I was in high school that I couldn't afford, and now I could get it almost new or barely used for pennies on the dollar. Like for example, when I got my Emulator 4, which is pretty well upgraded with a whole bunch of libraries and stuff like that. I mean, the E4 for a while was like, I think it was like $5,000 or something. I forgot. I know the E3 was very expensive, the keyboard version. Super expensive with all the upgrades, the RAM upgrades and stuff. So, and they get an E4 for like, $250 or something like that. It's unbelievable. It's a steal. The JD800, which I still have to fix the red glue issue. I got mint. I mean, it's as mint as you can get. Like it's right off the showroom floor when they just unbox it from a guy immaculately kept in his house in L.A. when I was down there for a SIGGRAPH Expo one year. Found them on Craigslist, local pickup only. I love those because if you're going there, hey, very few people are interested or can get to it. Local pickup only. Price was right. Went there. It came with gave me like a bag for it and everything. And it was immaculate until, a couple of years, it's about a year now, 2 years ago, when I got the red glue starting to ooze out. So, yeah, you never know what you're going to get with some of those deals. So I got a lot of stuff just because it was such a good deal. And it was stuff I coveted. And I didn't do the smart route like people like Richard Devine did, where you basically comb the pawn shops in the 80s and 90s looking for all the used analog stuff everyone was throwing away for cheap. Minimoog for $300, ARP 2600 for $500. It's like, oh man, if I had any clue that was a good thing to do back then, I would have done that and gotten some good vintage stuff. But I don't have too much old stuff. I like it, but I can't afford it. And anyway, too much. No one want to jump in for chat for a few minutes at least? You don't have to. It's no big deal. I know it's not common. Even on the pub, it's always the same people in Kent's pub coming in. A lot of people don't want to chat on video or audio only or whatever. So I know Crescent's on chats all the time now. I think his first video chat was on this, on one of my shows I was doing, because he just wasn't interested in it. He always does audio only, which is fine. You just put a little avatar up or something, and now he's on all the time with Symptoms of Reality, and he comes in the pub once in a while and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, I think people just need to get over the shyness and the whatever. It's not for everybody. I get it. People are nervous. People don't want to be embarrassed or say the wrong thing, but At this day and age, and my personal age, I really don't give a rat's ass anymore. So if I said something stupid, I'll apologize. Um, but you know, not gonna let it stop me from making new friends and sharing stuff. And it's, I mean, this whole community. It's amazing how many people I've met over the years in person or just online, and it's a hell of a community. Lots of cool folks. And it would be less so if I hadn't actually put myself out there out of my comfort zone and actually talked and chatted with them. So that does help a lot. I really do uh, think that was a great thing to do. So, um, as far as what stuff I'll be doing going forward, it's all the seat of my pants lately. The sad thing is the stuff that was stolen. You guys heard this already, but some of the last demos I did were things that were stolen. It's like they had 500 videos to look at or something like that on my channel, whatever it is now, and they just looked at the most recent ones and go, "Ooh, I want that keyboard, and I want this, I want that," and they grabbed that stuff, bypassing all kinds of stuff that was sometimes nicer or just cooler in some ways, but they like what they like, and that's what they took. So you know, but so yeah, when you're putting yourself out here like this, you're risking yourself, and that's why the neighbors on high alert, of course, security system. I have tracking of everything, so I have an app so I can constantly monitor my place no matter where I am in the world, pretty much, and so yeah, no more bastards doing bad things. Oh wow, 3:30. Thanks for hanging in there, Wagyu. I always forget you're an extra hour past the UK folks. Ooh, K5000. I have a rack of it right here. To be honest, I have not turned it on in about 3 years. But when I first got it, I did some demos with a friend who taught me all the hardware jam style thing. I actually have some, I think it's on SoundCloud or something. I forgot. Just messing around with some stuff. It's cool for weird things, but man, is it a bitch to program. Most people don't know how to handle additive synthesis, and the interface is not very friendly. I'd imagine with an app, either a special palette, a special panel built in one of the MIDI-based iPad apps, or something on the computer to control it. It'd be a hell of a lot easier to program. But it has the same big screen the JD990 has on it, which is still pretty small, but bigger than most of those two-line screens. And yeah, it's not fun to program at all. First, you got to get your head around what you're doing because it's such a different engine. And yeah, I just dug through a whole ton of presets, found some really cool ones, so how to tweak and modulate them a little bit, and that's what I've done for most of the demos for the K5000. But it's a great thing that they made it. That's one of the reasons I have so many different things is I wanted just a little bit of everything that was out there. Granular, analog, virtual analog, wavetable. The vast stuff, the Kurzweil stuff is really cool. The LA synthesis D50 right behind me here. A little bit of everything. Samplers, of course, and hybrid stuff, and it's all fun. It's all good. The problem is always time. Getting time to even turn it on and play with it, and then a whole bunch of other time to learn it and to remember it, and come back to it at any time and play it. It's just always a nightmare. You pretty much, the only way I got around it, starting with the SP404, the original one, that was compact flash, was cheat sheets. Just got to make cheat sheets for everything. It's the only way to do it. Because it's, especially the Electron stuff. I mean, it's not that hard to kind of learn stuff on the Electron stuff, but once you put the time into it, and then you go do something else for a while, it's a totally different paradigm. And you come back to it and you go, how the hell did I do that again? Oh man. So cheat sheets are great. Just spend some time, go through the manual, use the device, write up some little note cards or whatever your process is, and then you just keep those with the unit. Every time you pull it out, you look at it real quick. Oh yeah, that's how I do that. Okay. Like I love the OP1 and OPZ especially, but all the button combinations and stuff to do things. It's a huge list of possibilities in that thing, and I always forget. So the most basic functions I can do anytime I want, but all the really cool stuff that makes it super powerful, I always forget. Oh, somebody's here. Sorry, I missed you here. Hello.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks,
How's it going?
man. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
It took a long time, but hey, I'm not going to complain. So,
Man, it's crazy how long of a road is. You don't realize until, these milestones. You're like, oh, shit, we've known each other for years now. You've been on here. And just come to this realization, and it's good to see everybody's journey individually.
oh, yeah. Well, you got it like what, the beginning of last year?
Okay. Yeah.
I remember that.
Relentless streaming.
Yeah. That's good times. Well, I mean, you have a pretty good group of people on a regular basis, I noticed, so that's good.
It was Hardware Jams that
sporadically,
set it over.
Yeah.
Joining up with Hardware Jams after Inky passed was just such a pivotal turning point for the channel.
For sure.
And friends and stuff like that, And it was funny because all you guys were already there, I was like, I know Andy, I know Wagyu, like all my friends were already there. I was like, oh man, what the hell? Where the hell have I been? Where are you guys hanging out all over here? And I didn't notice it.
First time I did a Hardware Jams, I was like, why did I drag my feet on this? She's right. This is so much fun because it was already stuff I was doing with my friend back in 2008. He taught me all these cool like on the fly techniques and stuff. We were already doing Hardware Jams in person. We would turn on a whole room full of stuff. Just a stereo recorder, noodle real quick, like, oh, those presets sound pretty good together. What are you doing over there? He's programming a drum machine because he's really good at that. He could do it without looking at it. He doesn't even listen. He just knows all the different patterns in his head for different, grooves and stuff. And then he turns it on, and it's perfect. Without even listening to it, it was already perfect. So we would do that, and then we would just do these late night sessions, like 3 or 4 tracks a night, little jams. And then, I don't know, I have like 200 tracks we did. Maybe 20 are pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I was going to put them on Apple Music a while back on iTunes and stuff, and we just never got around to finalizing the edits on them and coming up with we had a band name and stuff like that, but it was like we didn't have like graphics, and I don't know. You got to get the whole thing together before you release that stuff. And then he moved away with his girlfriend back east. He's up in Maine.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So then I said,
stark
okay.
contrast from California.
Totally. And he's too far away with the delays online and stuff to do anything meaningful, except Gem Taba's pretty good. But I didn't know about Gem Taba back then. So I said, okay, loopers. There's my friend. I'm a one-man band with a looper. And I can continue the Hardware Jam style thing with loopers. And so whatever he taught me and we worked on together was like really valuable for all the stuff I do right now. And so thank goodness for the Hardware Jams group, I mean, I haven't had any time. This weekend I was busting my ass doing all kinds of stupid stuff and didn't even get a chance to get a track in. And I liked the challenge this week.
I really wanted to do this week too because I got the syntheset over here. I was going to hook it to some bananas and do that whole thing. And I was like, shit, I don't got time because we're out hotel hopping right now.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I don't have the time, if I can eke out, if I got 3-4 hours to spare, I can usually eke out something at least, even if it's not finished.
Yeah.
But and I like the Heavenly Pads, Hellish Drums kind of thing. So
yeah,
I missed out, but
fun times.
Yeah,
I also enjoy watching you walk around places and stuff like that. Do the historical thing and the.
Well, I got that from Adam the Woo. Rest in peace. If you don't know Adam the Woo, he just died like a few weeks ago or a month ago or something like that.
Oh, really?
A longtime streamer, a big Disney fan, but also went to historic places. He used to do not parkour, but he would crawl into weird places that are really dangerous to illegal places. And he got cease and desist stuff and all, but he started doing these cool historic tours all around the U.S. He started going international in the last year. He went to Europe and he went to South America. His last big one I saw before he went international, he went to Alaska. He was up in Barrow.
Nice.
Boy, was that crazy.
Jeez.
totally
Yeah.
crazy. Have you ever saw 30 Days of Night, that movie about the zombies that go to Alaska?
I
And
haven't.
he's there when the time is like that. There are several months where the sun does not rise, and
Yeah. I
so
got a friend
that's
from Alaska. I couldn't handle that, especially the time on during the summer. I couldn't handle 23 hours of daylight. That would
yeah,
just
yeah,
I'd be like Al Pacino in Insomnia. Like I wouldn't be able
yeah,
to handle that at all.
yeah. It's
Putting
cool,
up
but
stuff on the windows. Can't sleep out
I
here.
stole a lot of the way I do it from him. I mean, I have my own thing in there as well, but I just like his walk and talks, and and he goes on camera once in a while, but he's mostly pointing at stuff and talking about things and
I love it,
other
especially
things.
the late night driving and stuff like that. When you're going through the one that really got me was that Spatula City story. Because I love
Oh
you,
yeah,
hey Jeff, when you told me about that.
yeah,
When you're like, oh, the Spatula City was this place here,
yeah.
and the whole history. I was like, yo, I grabbed my wife real quick. I was like, Spatula City, Spatula City.
If you want to be freaked out, because I do a lot of stuff other than music on there with all the George Romero movie stuff and all that. And I've been going to Monroeville and Pittsburgh and stuff doing all this coverage because this year is going to be the last major Living Dead weekend at Monroeville Mall because Walmart bought it. They're going to knock it down. So a real big piece of history is toast after this year. And there's all these local towns where they shot movies. So if you know George Romero movies like Martin and the Night Riders movie and Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, you go to all these like famous cemeteries and locations where they shot all these movies. And the town of Braddock was a steel town. It's still there. It's still got some steel going on. I did a night drive in Braddock, which is a really not a good idea because it's a bad area. And you want to be freaked out watching the Braddock night drive tour. I did. So my friends who go there all the time to look at movie location stuff, they said, "You're nuts. I'm not going there at night." I said, "Well, at least if I get killed, I got it documented, right?
I'll be live.
People know what happened to me." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been doing a lot of rideshare stuff lately to make some extra money and all that. And San Francisco, I mean, I was at the Super Bowl, driving people to the Super Bowl because Super Bowl
Oh,
literally
nice.
Super Bowl is just down the street.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, you're right
it's
by
right
it. Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'll do the drop offs. That's fine. There's bad traffic, but nothing like the pickups. Once it gets out and the cones are all out and it's just bedlam in the whole area. When Taylor Swift came through here, I was like, I'm gonna stay at my girlfriend's place tonight. I'm not staying around here with the Taylor Swift concert. The traffic's
Causing
a nightmare.
earthquakes and shit.
Oh, it's awful. But what was really crazy, and I mentioned this on some video I uploaded at one point. I forgot this week, but or this weekend, they had security, high alert security. Like there was a jet strafing a couple times. I don't know if it was a FA-18 or F-16 or what the hell it was, but it was loud.
Yeah.
And then they're supposed to have the Black Hawk helicopters kind of in the area just in case. They had cops on horseback, cops on bicycles. They had ICE protests going on. They had Iran protests going on. They had all kinds of stuff happening. That's not football.
Everybody's looking to get their bars off for Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then San Francisco, where I spend a lot of the time at night driving around and doing videos there too. That one, there was all kinds of action up there because the players and the celebrities who were visiting were staying up there. So I got some bartender rides a couple nights ago, and they had like this. Don Julio booked an entire restaurant, and for the social media campaign, and there was Cardi B was there, and Busta Rhymes, and Ja Rule, and Jessica Alba, and a lot of people that if you saw this halftime show, they were in the Bad Bunny thing. So the celebrities were there for that, and then they went and did the stuff in San Francisco, the promotional stuff. So yeah, it's kind of funny, just all this weird shit going on. Just
Yeah, it's funny because you're totally familiar with the area too. So it's like, yeah, this is my home. This is my backyard over here.
yeah, and that's one of the, although it can be annoying at times and long hours, but one of the cool things about the job is I've gone to crazy ass places in the city I've never heard of or seen. And at night, I do a lot of photography, so the night photography is stunning in San Francisco. And I'm dropping people off all over different vantage points with views of the skyline and views of the bridges and all this stuff. I never would have gotten these pictures if it weren't for these rides, because
Nice.
I'm like keeping a log of all. Oh, I'm dropping them off. I go, oh, thanks. Have a good night. Ooh, look at this place. You know, and put it in my little GPS so I can go back to it later, take pictures and stuff. So that's some of the side benefits. It's kind of fun.
Tell you what, I'm gonna miss the beauty of the West Coast for sure. We're gonna go down through California and through Arizona before we go to the Midwest, and it'll be our last.
Oh. I didn't hear you were
time
moving.
spent
So where are you
here.
moving to?
Probably Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, we were looking at Indiana. My Sweetwater rep's trying to get me to get a job there. He's trying to get me to apply. I'm like, I don't know if I want to work for Sweetwater, because he knows about my audio production
Sure.
degree and stuff like that, and stuff that I've been doing on YouTube over here. And
Yeah,
he's
for
just
sure.
like, yeah, we'd love to have you. I'm like, I don't think I got time for that, but I'll be close, so I'll be visiting more often.
Well, I think didn't the main guy die or quit or something like that? The main guy who's like
Yeah, he did he pass?
something happened. He's not there anymore.
I know he's
whatever
not
it is.
there anymore.
And like, a lot of people don't buy from Sweetwater because he's a hardcore Trump guy and he's kind of a jerk online and stuff like that. So he's gone. So it'd probably be a good place to work now. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why, because I showed up there. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I showed up there in person. I'm like, hey,
That's
how's
it.
it going? After all
You
these
can
years.
you can meet who's my rep? Spencer. You can meet Spencer.
Yeah, I went down there, and when we went down there, I had him called in from the front desk, and we were just messing around. And then he came down there. I'm like, hey, it's been some years. It was pretty crazy, but yeah, we've long settled with the fact that we're done with the hustle and bustle of the city, and no matter how lower we go than
Yeah.
Phoenix, it's still too much, and we want to go to a quieter area that's tucked away and away from
For
all this.
sure.
But sure gonna miss this beauty. Like even over here, it's like yeah, it's. I just keep like I'm having this separation anxiety because I know that it's only going to be a matter of weeks now, and it's just being born and raised in the Southwest and then taking this trip up the West Coast all the time, and then living up here for 10 years. It's just like I've grown quite attached to this region. I've noticed, and it's a shame, but
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
time to go. Time to go to a quiet.
Yeah, you gotta
place.
go. You gotta go. Right. Real quick. Hey, Alpha. What's up? Alpha Romero in the chat is my friend who does all the George Romero podcast stuff. Awesome. We've gone on there, done all kinds of like movie commentaries about really bad movies and they're Romero adjacent by John Russo, and it's just a lot of fun. Good times. And I see Droigun is in here. Good to see you. Nice. Got some people coming up for the celebration here. Yeah, it's just cool to have so many people who are cool in this community and stuff. And I'm sure you'll find some cool people out there to hang out with.
It's close to Symptoms of Reality. It's close to obviously. I mean, we got family. My family's originally from Minnesota. Well, not originally, but like my side of the family. It was my grandfather that moved to Phoenix and set up down there. But so it's going to be nice, especially with writing the book about my family, going up there and being closer. And my oldest son is in Ohio, so it's only 3 hours really from where we're going to be. So it's cool. But man, I'm gonna miss the West Coast. I really am. I really am. I mean,
although wait till you see some stuff I uploaded. I shot locally because I couldn't stream it. People talk shit all the time about San Francisco and the homeless and the trash and the fecal map they had during COVID, which is no longer an issue, but they actually had a live fecal map tracking feces all over there.
yeah.
And so that was amusing and sad at the same time. But it's gotten much better. The new guy is pretty hardcore and doing some work to clean up the place. But again, everyone just dumps on San Francisco, right? And then I was down there for NAMM. I was down at Buchla and Friends, and then I went to San Diego to see my nephew and do some other stuff. But I did a lot of rideshare stuff at night, pay for the trip, and I got a pickup in South Central.
Nice.
Like the exact place probably where that guy got his head caved in during the Rodney King riots.
Yeah.
Right? Reginald Denny, remember that guy?
Yeah.
And the area was just hellish. I mean, it looks like you remember Escape from New York, right? John
Yeah.
Carpenter's. Remember when Snake Plissken arrives?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Bonfires on all the sidewalks, like huge bonfires on the sidewalks. The trash you expect, the people walking around all zombified and stuff. Some tents, a bunch of boarded up buildings, just dilapidated as hell. Street lights not as plentiful or bright as you would expect. I'm like, who the hell is here? Who am I picking up? Like, is this a joke? Because I've had scam calls before on the app. They send you to an area, and it's not. They're not doing anything to you except they want to use the excuse to pretend they're from Uber or something like that. Oh, we're sorry, we got the wrong thing. Here, let me send you a gift card. And there's a hack where you can go in there and use this little feature that you can use to borrow against your own account. And they pretend they're giving you a gift card. And it's a really elaborate scam that's pretty brutal, right? So I thought it was one of those calls again. Okay, someone's punking me. I'm getting a bullshit call again. But no, somebody comes out and gets in the car. Oh, hey, how you doing? And I was taking her to some other bad part of town. But some people actually did live there. But most of the people who lived there were just like wandering around like zombies, and huge bonfires. The fire department doesn't give a shit. The cops don't give a shit. It's pretty insane down there.
I like the YouTube genre that goes through and follows those delivery robots around. I don't know if they're still there, but I know that they were around for a minute.
I did see people messing with them. One guy, I was at a little restaurant in on Sunset Strip, and kind of near one of the less nice areas of Sunset Strip before it gets really posh and cool and stuff. And there are a bunch of those little robots doing the deliveries there. And some guy kept like putting his like motorbike in front of it, and and he's like, if he could talk, he'd be like, "Move, motherfucker! I'm trying to deliver this stuff." But it's just, and he's just like goofing with it, right? And at least he's not beating it up, Like, did you ever hear of Hitchbot?
Yeah.
The social experiment they did in Canada.
Yeah.
Where they built this cute little thing with all these sensors in it and these little eyes that blink and stuff.
Yeah.
And it had tracking sensors and stuff, and it had a social media account and emails and stuff. And they started it in Vancouver, made it all the way to like Quebec or whatever, right? And then they said, oh, it's a perfect experiment. The Canadians are nice. They gave it a ride. They took pictures with it and everything. They drop it down to the U.S. It makes it through like, I don't know, maybe barely through New York or something like that. And it got dumped on the side of the road, all beat up and like broken and stuff. And I was like, "That's America right there, right?" So,
yeah, this guy on YouTube, he likes to follow them around and like talk to them like they're people. Like, what are you doing? Like that's not a way you go. You got to let them through or whatever. Like, and they get caught in the middle of police business and stuff like that.
Sure,
there's like stuff going on.
I've seen them around before, but I didn't remember there were so many of them. This time I saw a ton of them.
Yeah, they got names too. They
really
name them all individually.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, thanks, Wagyu. I didn't know that. Jorgen's my 1,000th sub. Thank you very much. I didn't know that.
Oh, nice.
Big thumbs up for that. I don't have any media loaded or any kind of sound effects, but thanks for that. The area was very interesting. I always go to Guitar Center. I'm sad that Sam Ash closed because that was one of my stops when I go down there, the Hollywood Guitar Center and the Hollywood Sam Ash.
Yeah, I liked Sam Ash too. Sam Ash was in Phoenix, and I liked going down there over Guitar Center, so I was kind of sad that they were gone.
Did you ever make the Perfect Circuit? You ever go? That's my favorite.
I didn't make it there. We were going to go visit when we were down there because we were right by there in Burbank, and actually Ben Jordan, when I ran into him again at NAMM, he's like, I got to go because he had to do the interview, and it was him, Nor, and I think Cameron was with them in Venus Theory, and they did the interview together. But I had to get set up for the jam that we were doing with all the guys and everything.
When was
I was
this?
like, oh
This
shit,
year,
I wanted to
last
go. 2022.
Okay, I think the year after, I was there. Just happened to be Perfect Circuit, and I saw Noir and Ben were there. So I was. If you watch his stream, I'm hovering in the background playing with stuff, just a lurker, goofing around. because it was just
That's
fun.
hilarious.
Oh,
I was probably online while they were doing that.
Oh,
too,
it was great.
so-
It was. Let me think. It was Noir, Ben Jordan, and the really cool British guy who does all the sound design stuff.
Not Bo Beats, but was it Bo?
No, it's a
I know
British
you were
guy,
talking about.
He has a really great SoundCloud channel.
Damn it.
Audiophile something or other. You guys got to know. I know Wagyu knows.
Yeah,
He
I
knows all
remember
the
that.
names.
I remember that interview.
No, not Dyson. It's he used to be like a pop singer. He's got a great voice. He does a lot of really cool synth demos. He's in Nashville. He lives in Nashville. And he hasn't been on Sonic Talk or any of those things for a long time. Jamie Liddell, that's who it is. And so he was there. It was Jamie, Ben, and Noir doing a little live from Perfect Circuit. So I got to meet. I already know Noir from years back, so he's a very cool guy. But I hadn't met Ben before, or definitely Liddell, because Liddell is just amazing. I mean, that podcast he does about interviewing people and doing like weird sound demos with modular and stuff. He's a trip. Very talented guy, and so it's just fun to hear them chat while I'm sitting there fiddling with stuff. I'm kind of pretending half the time because I'm listening to that, but I'm just walking around.
They're pretending to play with synths.
And a couple of people are in the chat like, "Hey, I see you over there." I was watching the chat. It's kind of funny. Just
Good people, man.
professional
Yeah.
worker. Yeah.
Nor came. He came right up to me at NAMM in 2022, and we didn't know each other very, very well then. But like since then, it was like I haven't been to NAMM since. I mean, we got COVID out of that. He came with us, and
Oh yeah.
he was 5 years old then. He's 9 years old now. It's like
So
damn,
I
it was
haven't.
really
I
that
got
long
anthrax
ago.
in 2020 before COVID came here, and that was the only time I ever got sick at NAMM. I don't know how lucky I am, but not only did I not get COVID the entire time it's been out, but I haven't even gotten sick for the last couple of years. And
Man, we just
and you would
got our
think NAMM would
fourth
be the worst
round.
thing. Yeah.
We
Yeah, 'cause
just got
NAMM's a
it.
giant petri dish, and I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't get sick.
Ricky Tinas was the smartest man in the room because he was all masked up. Everybody was like, COVID's over. It's all over. It was like,
Yeah.
we got it there, and that was our second go around with it. But we just got it from the Pokemon convention a few weeks
no.
ago, and it held up our move for an extra week and a half. First I got it, then Mom got it, and he got it this time because he never got it before. But his temperature got up to 104. There's no mistaking once that hits,
Yeah.
whatever variation it is now. It actually felt like the 2022 variant, but I'm just
Ouch.
so glad I don't smoke or vape anymore because I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
it
Manny
hurts
got
now.
something at NAMM. Dr. Synth, he got something pretty bad. And a couple other guys I was talking to at the show, they were posting on Facebook about their experiences. Like, man, I'm lucky. How did I dodge that bullet again? I don't know how. I didn't do anything special. I just didn't get sick.
I never asked Claudio if I got him sick because I was like, right, we were all like hugging each
yeah.
other. We're like, hey, because we were talking
for sure.
beforehand. He wasn't going to go, and then he decided at the last minute that he was going to go. And I spent that whole third day looking for him, and I found him while I was live.
He's
and
fast. I mean, I missed him this year. I saw him last year, but I
Nice.
didn't know. I didn't see him at all this year. What I really missed this year, I wanted to see was the Corey Feldman performance at the guitar. thing. As I saw,
we
the
saw
video,
him
and
in
it's god-awful.
2022, but not performing or anything. My wife took a
Kent-
picture with him.
Ken Flux says he always comes by and talks to him about stuff, like he's trying to get some kind of a deal or something like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh boy.
He likes
What
to
a train
It's
wreck
because he
that
knows Stevie Wonder's there every year, so he's like
Oh, of course.
wants to get some of that.
Well, and you can see this. It's on his channel. Just search Corey Feldman on Instagram. He has a funny name on Instagram, but he uploaded that video where he's singing some of his horrible tracks from like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, and then he does the NAMM jam at the end. They always have this big jam. I think it's like special attendees only because I've never seen any regular person just hanging out there. It's always like.
That's where I got the idea from to do it with Av McCree and all of them. We set up this whole jam, and we ended up doing it in the Hilton right there across from Disneyland, and it ended up being a smaller group or whatever. But that's where I got the idea from because they do that jam at the end, but it's an exclusive club of
Exactly.
people. They're like, hey, we're gonna have our synthesizers and our MPCs. Why don't we just Jam. So we made a whole
But if you
thing
go on
of
his
it.
Instagram, you'll see him he uploaded the Nam Jam thing. Somebody recorded it, and he's so trying to fit in, and they're trying to do Get By With Little Help from My Friends, the Joe Cocker version of it, and so they're trying to do kind of voice, and he already kind of sings like that badly, and it's just so funny because he can't read the room. He's trying to like kind of butt in, and a couple times they cut his mic off and nothing's coming out, and other times where you see him go like he goes, and like he stops because he doesn't know where he is. He's got the phone trying to read the lyrics, and it's just really funny because the guys are not having him being there, but somebody wanted him on stage. A bunch of people have like their arms around each other. It's all like camaraderie, and he's just kind of like awkwardly like looking around like he's lost.
I think people would take him more seriously if he wasn't taking himself so serious and the way that he talks about his music, as if he's Michael said I had a hit. It's like you said you.
Yeah, that story is so
you
tired.
may have something here, isn't you have a hit?
There's that, and also all the stuff he did with the Angels and stuff. He's basically like a creep, right? He's a sex pest. So, and every time they interview him now, they always talk about Goonies and Gremlins and all kinds of stuff, and he always wants to talk.
I don't want to talk
music.
about it. I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. It's like that's why
nobody
we
wants
love
to talk
you,
about
man.
your music. Yeah. He just doesn't get it. So I've been just because it's fun to glom on sometimes. I've been watching some of these podcasts that basically just clown on him all the time.
I seen one that was when he was doing that guitar thing.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
They made a whole YouTube thing about it. Like it became a thing in the shorts and everything because how popular.
There are two main ones. One's called Bonfire, and one's called Jim and Them, and they're just hilarious. I mean, they're relentless. But they just play clips of him, and he's always out of context. Everything he says is counter to everything he said before, so he can never get his story straight. And he did this documentary about Corey Haim and how he kind of set up Corey Haim accidentally with this guy who ended up turning him out, kind of gay stuff and all that, and then he had like this drug problem and all this kind of stuff, and then they had this like heated arguments on some channel they did a while back, some little documentary thing. And then he tried to make a whole like love letter to his dead friend, but everyone who knows the backstory, even Corey Haim's mom, knows everything he says is a lie. Pretty much, he's just a jerk trying to revise history and stuff. So it's just funny to see him getting some comeuppance for some of the bad stuff he's done.
Yeah, some people just don't know when to just take your ball and go home and enjoy.
But he hovers
what
around
you've
Nam all the
done.
time, and I always miss him. Oh, damn it, where was he? It should be an app.
He walked right up to us. It was me, Cameron, Tatro, Av McCree. It was such a weird group of people, and he just, he sees a whole bunch of people, tall drinks of water and everything like that. He's like, "Oh, those guys must be somebody's." And I mean, we are in our own right, I guess. But we're just like, And my wife was like, "Oh, my sister's got it. I got to get a picture." So he took a picture with little Tussin over here, and
he's definitely looking for more street cred, more clout, and it's like, haven't you had enough? You're a child actor, you made lots of money, you blew it all, and now you're doing all this music stuff. I mean, he got involved with Don Dokken, to produce some of his stuff, and then he went on that tour with Limp Bizkit because because Fred Durst is trying to capitalize on his fame to help get more people to come to Limp Bizkit, and it's just terrible. It's awful stuff.
Yeah, I saw him talking through that tour.
Oh,
I was like, why'd you do that to this man?
They called it Loserville, right? It was the Loserville tour. That was the actual name they gave it. And it's like, all right, that's kind of on the nose, but I'll go with that. So,
and that was right after that one when Shaggy Two Dope from ICP did the whole dropkick thing at a Fred Durst in the back of his thing.
Oh,
with
I
his
missed
paint
that
off.
Really?
Yeah, he had his paint off, and then he when Limp Bizkit was on stage, he came up behind him and did like a a fake aerial drop kick or whatever and got
Yeah.
rolled by a security or whatever. And they're like, Shaggy Two Dope from Insane Clown Posse tried to drop kid Fred Durst during their tour.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Hey, Babs, thanks. Good to see you. Lady Aptitude in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's not fun to constantly bag on somebody like that, but when they cry out for it so much and they're not a really good person, you kind of don't feel so bad about it, you know.
Yeah, it's like
He's
that Michael
definitely-
Jordan meme. Stop it. Get some
Yeah,
help.
oh, exactly. Yeah, because he's definitely, you know, used those girls to build up his music career and get this kind of like Hugh Hefner vibe where he's got these stable of girls.
Yeah.
It was like, because he's well known to have sex parties in his house and stuff like that. But then he's taking advantage of these girls who are like, you know, talented musicians having to play his garbage, you know, and put up with his attitude on stage. That documentary that lady came out with recently has been really wild. She took a long time to come out with it because she was working in the industry doing other stuff, and it was shelved for a while. But man, he's so pissed that documentary just came out because it
doesn't reflect him in a good light.
Oh, it makes him look like the worst piece of crap you've ever seen. And she said, "Hey, I just documented it. I don't have an agenda. I didn't even release this when it was time because I've been busy. I became an executive at some other thing, but I felt this had to come out because all these girls are coming out now on social media, talking about their experiences with him and all the crap he put them through, you know, in sometimes gory detail. It's terrible stuff, you know."
So let me ask you something on a different subject here.
Yeah, change the subject. Go ahead. Yeah.
What do you think? Where do you think you want to go with this YouTube thing now that you're crossing this bridge over? Because like this is a pretty big milestone. Like you don't think
That's what
of
I
it
thought,
really,
yeah.
and then it happens, and then you cross over to the other side, and you're like, what do I do now? So I was curious about that myself. Like, just doing what you do.
Yeah, I kind of just go with the flow with this stuff. I mean, I never expected to be like until I went on Ramsey and started doing the pub and started doing some. I've been on Simpsons Reality a few times, just popping in the chat and going on camera a bit, and a few other places. Until I did that, you never saw me. You just saw my hands and you saw the gear and you hear me talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really what it was about. It wasn't about me. It was about sharing information, making friends, learning from other people. And I'm not I never wanted to be on stage with the spotlight. I've always been a behind-the-scenes guy, whether it was at work,
Yeah.
doing all the tech stuff behind the scenes, making the company work, or doing other kinds of stuff. I mean, the only time I was ever on stage, as far as like in a job, is when I was weekend zookeeper for a while over in Palo Alto for a long time.
Nice.
And I do like demos for the kids, and I teach little classes and stuff like that. So I mean, that's a little bit of a stage, the teacher and doing demos and things like that. So I like doing that kind of stuff. I worked at Botanical Garden and did lots of stuff for the public, and then you're on a stage for that. That kind of stage I like because science is my first and foremost thing, and then music and everything else is kind of secondary. But no, I like this stuff, and it's great to education is really important for me, whatever it is, whatever topic you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so that was always first, and now that everyone, I basically doxed myself by going on all these things, and that's why I got ripped off because it's very easy to find out where I live.
Oh God, that sucks. And you were out like at an event, and that happened.
I was on
It's
a
like,
train
God damn
going
it,
to
like-
L.A., knowing that I'm not coming back for quite a while, so they have as much time as they want to do that. But that was also on me to a point, because when you put yourself out there, celebrities always get mad about. No, I'm no celebrity, but I'm saying putting yourself out there in any way, whether it's in media, on chats, on Facebook or whatever. Once you put yourself out there and people want to attack you for one reason or another, or take advantage of you, you've presented yourself as a potential victim, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you act like a victim? Do you fight back, or do you just like whatever, do whatever you want? But then when it becomes personal like that, where it's about stealing what you have, some lazy bastards who can't save money or
It's
go
a
find the gear
violation.
themselves,
You feel violated after that.
Yeah, and that's bullshit too because clearly they did a walkthrough. They know everything I have, and won't be able to come back because I'm heavily protected now, as well as my
Yeah.
neighbors on high alert. But it's that's one of the risks you take, and that's one of the reasons people don't put themselves out there. Either
Yeah.
they're too shy to talk about stuff, or they don't want to be, somebody.
They
to
know
find them
people.
yeah,
They know
somebody to
people
stalk
be
them.
people.
Or, I mean, think of those actresses and other people who get stalked all the time by creeps.
Yeah.
And so once you're out there in one form or another, you pretty much are open to whatever the hell is going to happen, and you have to do whatever you can to protect yourself. So I was never about, hey, look at me hold this thing up, I'm doing a demo now, and I don't care about that kind of take of it.
It's always been your hands.
Plenty of people do, and they have huge channels and they love it. It's like a little stage performance, and that's their bag. That's fine. It's just never mind. But I don't mind doing it for like these because it's nice to see people's faces and get to know them better when you're chatting. And it's kind of boring if you're always just a graphic or a hand or something like that. People want to personalize it a little bit in a chat situation, right?
Yeah.
But for my channel, that's why I never did that, and I still don't pretty much unless I'm doing this on my channel. But obviously, other things I go on, there's always a camera, and you just get over it. It's like a little uncomfortable, but hey, I just do it. Who cares? Life's too short to worry about that kind of stuff. But so as far as anything crazier going on or any serious plans, I do have. It's a good time to talk about it since I'm doing this here. But I have an interview show coming up, and with all the contacts I've made at NAMM and through this channels and stuff like that, and I think it's going to be some serious fun. If you're a nerd who likes synths and gear and backstories and patch design and all kinds of things, I have a whole bunch of people, even a couple clinchers. Like, I don't know how I got them, but I got them in my little list now. I got their business cards. I've already talked to them, and so I'm going to start a series with interviews with people, long form, as long as they want to go. I'm not going to do, a lot of these other shows, they have advertisers to worry about, right? They have a timeline because of people's time is precious. They have, they cover news as well, so they're talking about gear news and releases of this and that, and that's obviously not my thing. I'm not commercial, but having watched these interviews of these certain people and other people I've talked to, it's always too short, right? You barely get any information out of them, and I'm not blaming the channels where they did that. It's just that's the format, right?
The format, yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna ask the questions I want to ask, the stuff I want to learn, and I'm hoping other people will want to learn that as well. Deep dive stuff, and timelines, historic stuff, sequential events, and so it's more like a document of this person's career, and also a serious pat on the back. These people need some accolades. They're awesome people, and they don't get the credit they need sometimes. They're just like, hey, here's this guy. He's going to talk about this. Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. Come back again. And it's like, whew, he's gone, right?
It's like, reel him back in. You're a celebrity to us.
Yeah, and it's like,
we like you.
Yeah, I want to hear their backstories. I want to hear them talk about their projects they're known for and the other projects they're not known for, and other things they're working on going forward that may not be of interest to the average show. And anyway, so I have a bunch of stuff lined up. It's a matter of getting their time, getting some. I'll try to make it look somewhat professional with a little startup video and a template and stuff like that. But I gotta have some time for that. I haven't had time lately because
I think something like that's much needed in this community. I'd welcome it for sure.
And again, I'm not. I mean, I could monetize now having this threshold. But again, it's not about making money for me. It's about fun and sharing and meeting people and all that kind of stuff. And so hopefully, if all goes according to plan, these will be pretty good, reference points for people to go learn more about somebody they like. And again, I'm not going to spoil any names yet because that's no fun. You gotta watch. You gotta see who it's going to be. And I was pretty shocked who I got to sign up for this. So
nice.
So I'm just going to tease you with that. tease.
I'm excited.
Tease. I'm really
Seriously.
excited because some of these people are my heroes, man. It's amazing. I mean, I would have interviewed Dave Smith if he were still alive because he's a super nice guy, you know.
I still
But I
have
did
to
get to
find
talk
out.
to him at a Karma lecture he did back in 2014 at Stanford. He did a whole thing on his career. And if you watch the video, it's still on the Karma website on the YouTube channel. You can actually hear me ask a question in there. But they did cut some of my question out because I asked about something they talked about they weren't supposed to talk about. So I have an audio recording of it with my answer and their talk, but the YouTube version got edited. So that was kind of funny. But it's really nice to have oh, thanks, Dave. Ace of Stripe in the house. But it'd be a really fun thing because I think as an information junkie, whether it's science or history or synthesizers or whatever, I want to learn this stuff. I want to know more about these people, and I hope other people do too. So hour, 2 hours, if they want to do 3 hours, I don't care. Whatever. It's all about them.
Route.
It's not going to be. I'm not going to be the limiting factor. They are. And so as long as I make it well structured, pleasant, don't waste their time and ask a bunch of stupid softball questions, I think they'll enjoy it as well. So and I could play a little. The hard part is the media part, right? I mean, I can talk about their songs and stuff they've worked on, but then you start playing it, then you get copyright claims.
Yeah.
And stuff takedowns, or you have to edit part of it for international release, and that sucks. So I'm gonna have to figure that part out because I want to play. At the very least, if it's a patch designer, I'm gonna have my gear ready with the patch, assuming I have that exact synth handy, and do some demos of those famous patches. That shouldn't be copyright claimed. And give people a taste. If you don't own the gear or you don't use it much, you don't know these patches, listen to the amazing shit these people made, and then they can tell us real quickly about inspirations, how they made it, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interactive as much as I can make it without getting copyright claims and takedowns and stuff. So I'm really excited about it, but it's going to take some prep before I can get it going. I don't want to just go in totally random like I do these things.
It's cool. Look
hold
forward
on a
to
second.
it.
I can't.
No,
find
you're
my
trying to
question.
structure it a little bit. I get it.
Yeah. So I gotta prepare a little bit, study a little bit the person, so I don't ask something that has nothing to do with them, or oops, I got the wrong person, it'd be very embarrassing. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because it's sorely missing from in my opinion, on almost every channel I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Going back years, you see them little snippets and like a little interview thing on some other like documentary.
It's always just a quip, just a little
and then
piece
you have
of
to piece it all
bigger-
together in your
yeah.
head. Like, what did he say there? Did he really say that?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And just
and
just all the interviews and
they're not archived well, so you can't even go back and find some of that stuff. You heard it somewhere, but you can't tell. But someone doesn't believe you. But to
Yeah,
get
'cause
right
a
from
lot
the
of the
horse's
stuff-
mouth.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that they did interviews on in the the golden era of the synth age and stuff like that, it's hard to archive that. There was stuff that me and my dad watched on like DirecTV and stuff like that I can't find anywhere. I was lucky enough to find that Moog documentary with who was on that, Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson and a few other people on there. I was like, oh, I found it finally. And it was here on YouTube, but it took me forever to dig for that.
And even if it was there, it could be taken down at any time. So that's why I constantly, Wagoo's the king of this because he, does his little Unix commands and basically he can grab whatever he wants from the internet. But sometimes a little harder to get from certain channels because of the way they have it uploaded and stuff. So I try to grab clips as much as I can of things on various sites before they go down. Because they will go down. They'll just disappear one day, and you don't have it anymore. So, so by having as much as I can in one kind of linear presentation, hopefully it becomes a repository that's useful to a lot of people. You go in there, and I'll of course, like I do with my microscope channel and some of the telescope stuff, most of the microscope channel, I'll go in and put chapter stops afterwards, so you can just jump right to the part you like. and don't waste time watching the whole thing if you don't have the time or don't care. You know.
I was going to ask you, how's your astronomy proclivities going?
I mean, again, busy. You see me driving at night a lot, right? And videos at night. That's when I would be doing astronomy stuff. So I have friends. I got into it by showing them some cool gear and talking about stuff. And hey, you can get this for cheap. And they're posting way cooler stuff than I've done anytime recently, because they bought some cool equipment like this thing called Seastar, which is really cool. You can, I think it's really cheap. I think for like $400 or $500 now, and it's an all-in-one automated system. It's like a telescope. It's not high power, so you can't get real detailed on certain things. But if you like taking pictures of the sky and you don't have the patience to set up your calibration, you got to get your polar alignment, you got to get your all that bullshit set up on your thing, and then you have to, if it's a long exposure and you're not doing stacking with the different images, you have to use a guide star with a little joystick controller. It's the most boring video game in the world for long exposures, because all drives have errors and the error correction is not that great, so you get this little like wiggly lines and stuff sometimes. So the Seastar just takes the work out of it. You just go, oh, I mean, I don't know if you know about the Horsehead Nebula. It's a real famous object, pretty much impossible to see even in the best conditions. Some people swore they've seen it, but it's one of those things that's incredibly dark. It's basically it's a formation in a nebula in Orion near the belt, and it's just a stunning image. It looks like the horse head, like a knight's the knight on a chess piece kind of shape, and it's basically a cloud obscuring a nebula. So it's like a dark cloud blocking it, forming that shape. And over time, it's probably going to change, right? Because things change, drift away and stuff. But so far, it's been a really cool object for decades and decades and decades. And but you have to take long exposures to capture it. And this guy, the Seastar, he's like, boop, 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 and he let it run. Comes back and he showed me like magazine quality photo of the goddamn Horsehead Nebula, and he did no work. So that's kind of where this stuff is going now. If you want to do photography, don't waste your time with all the crazy stuff. If you want to do the bigger stuff like a nebula or so, if you want like, planetary nebula like a dying star, or like small galaxies or some other stuff, you need some magnification. You cannot just do everything with a Seastar. But it's really allowing people to do some pretty amazing stuff by just pointing it, put it in there, hit some settings, take the picture, let it auto stack hundreds of images for you, and do all that work for you, and you can just be lazy and get beautiful pictures.
It's cool.
And you can watch it build too. If you're sitting there watching it, you can actually still kind of enjoy it as it's building the image piece by piece by piece. Kind of like the old progressive JPEGs in the old days of the internet, where you say, I see an image forming, it's all blocky, and it gets finer and finer and finer.
Yeah,
until
it gets into
it's
focus. You're like, oh.
So it's like, hey, now I have to go to another website and wait another couple minutes for a breast to show up or something else.
12-year-olds with Windows 95.
Exactly, yeah. The dial-up modem bullshit and all that. But so yeah, the tech is really allowing people to do stuff. My next, if I'm going to do anything serious about my astronomy channel soon, other than just trying to do more of them, is I'm going to add a solar scope to the setup.
Awesome.
So I can do some cool hydrogen alpha. It's a certain spectral line that gets totally filtered down to that only. So that's where you get to see the prominences coming off the disk. You get to see the granularity. It's the you're seeing the tops of convection currents on the sun. So it's just this kind of granular, and over time you can see it kind of move a little bit, and you can see also prominences on edge coming at you, and they call them snakes or filaments, and you get this kind of a wavy thing, and it's a prominence coming at you, so it's a little darker than the surfaces. And you can also get sunspots in detail. You get a flare might come up, and it's really cool stuff. And you can get a decent solar scope now for like, I don't know, $1,500, $1,800. Nice. I'm just so broke right now I can't afford one, but There are a couple companies that make them. They're very nice. So that's another thing I want to add to it, because I've done solar. I did solar eclipse a couple years ago with my big manual scope. I had to constantly move the scope to keep it in the frame because the Earth is moving.
Yeah.
And that was fun because I just did a white light filter, and people are like, "Wow, check that out!" It's kind of cool. So with that, I could have white light on the one scope, and I could have the solar scope doing the different stuff.
I'd mentioned to Ben Jordan, because he actually is starting to get into that now that he has his farm and he's like out on the outskirts and everything like that. And I was talking to him when he first got into it, and I was like, who you should talk to about this? Synthetic.
Yeah.
Because
I've talked about the microscope stuff because he was doing microscope stuff for a while. I said, "Hey,
yeah,
good that you're doing this. Come check out my thing and look at this thing and try this." And then all of a sudden he like abandoned the microscope stuff, almost like
that's how he got involved with our kid here, because he was with his mom looking at tardigrades underneath the thing, and then when she said something to him, he was like, it just clicked, like, oh, YouTube's real. It's actually a real place and real people.
Oh, yeah.
Then we met him at NAMM that same year, and it was like, hey. And he was like, hey, Ben, 5 years old. So he's got a stuffed tardigrade. He drew a picture of it and everything. And like the only reason why he even knows about tardigrades is because of Ben Jordan.
I have someone on Etsy made a really cool little model of a tardigrade. I bought one of those, and
Nice.
it's fairly accurate. They're cute on a faraway level. Like when you just see the overall shape, they just look like puffy, almost like the Michelin Man, kind of puffy, silly looking things. But man, up close, those things are nasty.
Yeah,
they look like monsters, right? And they have these little stylets that come out and puncture the prey, and then they suck it in there. So I've actually on one of my older videos I uploaded, I found some dead tardigrades, and you can see they had as they're decomposing, there's a whole bunch of bacteria swimming around in them and stuff, but you can see the stylus are kind of poking out of the snout as they relaxed because it died. And so yeah, it was kind of cool. But they're cute. They're really cute. I have I did a combination shot where I have them in a petri dish, so you can see them. They are barely naked eye. If you're real lucky, you can catch them as a little white dot, in the water. And so I have it on my dissecting scope, zoomed in on the petri dish, and you can see it's just kind of opaque, cloudy, white thing, kind of like, doing his little tardigrade movements. They're just kind of weird little guys. And then I transfer them to my compound scope, and then I got footage of them in bright field, dark field, oblique lighting, so you get the 3D look, and also some little bit of Reinberg illumination where you do the color filters and stuff. And it's just fun. I have all these different versions of the tardigrade to look at, and they're really interesting animals.
Yeah, it's cool.
You want to get super nerdy? How we and you get a taxonomy, so how we organize plants and animals and bacteria and stuff like that. And so it was the king for a long time. Kingdom was the top level. Now there's like I think domain is the top one. But kingdom was the top one for a long time. They had the 5 kingdom system. So you have bacteria, fungi, plants and related stuff, animals, and a bunch of these kind of catch-all crazy things in there. And so under Animalia, we have the phylum Chordata, means the dorso-hollow nerved cord. This is really nerdy stuff, but the animals that have that are Chordata, right? So a tunicate. Have you ever go scuba diving?
No, never.
Or snorkeling? Little tunicates, these funny little gelatinous things. They have like a siphon. The water comes through and they filter and it comes out. Those are related to us. They're chordates. They actually have a little nerve cord in there, a really primitive version of it. So anyway, phylum Chordata, we're under that, right? Tardigrades have their own phylum, and they're only like 1,000 species or something like that. So they're at the top level, their own little group. They're not under, these other crazy things you find in the micro world.
Yeah.
They have their own damn phylum, which is totally nuts, right?
Yeah, it's a fascinating bit of information. Start digging into it. You know, when
Yeah.
Ben got into it, and it was just crazy because like he was just barely starting school, and it was just such a great education to get him
Oh, for
as
sure.
that baseline, and then going to Nam right after
Yeah.
that. So he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
this big crowd, and this music stuff that he did with the guy with that board, the C board or whatever that you got.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And that was the thing that the
Well-
old guy at Nam was doing and jamming out.
Ben
to that.
did a
It's like,
bat
yeah.
video once that was really good. I mean, I sent him a great, like, a glowing message about his bat review because if
Oh,
you
nice.
know anything about bat biology and stuff, he did a really good job on that. You know, he studied his butt off to do because he had bought the same thing I bought, this little recording device for your iPhone that you plug in, and it uses special software, and it down converts super high frequency bat sounds into
Oh, dope.
something you can analyze. You can see in a spectrum analyzer, and you can even listen to them because you'll record them, and you can also play with them and analyze them and stuff. So he did a whole video about bats and different species and the frequencies and stuff, and it was really good. He did a really good job on that, and it's not his thing, right? He's not a scientist. I mean, he does science stuff now, but he's not classically trained. He didn't go to school for it and stuff, right? He didn't go through all the crazy shit that I did to get a biology degree that but you know, that's how cool this crossover things, right?
Yeah.
Tech people are often into other things. They're into biology of some kind. They're into
For sure.
watching or fancy photography, or they're into fancy sound recording or whatever, you know, analyzing this and that. So
Did you ever do the spectral analyzing on your photography and translate that into music? There's an app that does it now,
Yeah.
but beforehand there's a lot of stuff going. I just never sunk into that before. It seems like it'd be right up your alley for.
yeah, so like Metasynth was one of the first ones to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, that what's his name? Aphex Twin is all over that, right?
Yeah.
And you can even take pictures of something like he took a picture of his mother, and like he made a sound out of it, or something like that. Or no, a picture
Yeah.
of himself. That was it. Picture of himself. It was Camel Audio that said, "Take a picture of your mom," and make a sound out of it. So that's fun too. Is not even getting nerdy with the spectral stuff, but using other sources for sound, where it's
Yeah.
converting things into different types of output. And I think that's really fun. I've done that a lot with stuff. But yeah, it'd be kind of fun to take some of those bat recordings, because there are plenty of sounds that are beyond our hearing, downsample them, and then bring them into an audio program and you know, massage them a little further and make some weird like beats out of bat sounds or something, you know.
I'm gonna get some of these frogs out here before we leave. There's a marsh
yeah.
right out here. There's
Frogs
a
are
bunch of
great.
wabbits and frogs. I'm like,
I
oh
had,
man, I gotta get these guys. I got my field recorder right here.
The last time I went to New Orleans, went out to one of the little kind of marshy areas out there, the swamps, and I could have sworn I saw a water moccasin snake. Those are really nasty. You want to watch out for those. They'll
Yeah.
kill you real fast. But out there you hear this, you know, ding, ding, ding. I look at it's kind of like all these different frog noises, right? They're just crazy. We just out here we just have like the Pacific tree frogs that are the standard ribbit kind of sound, but much higher frequency. But some of these frogs around the world, I had a whole CD for a while of crazy frog sounds from around the world. Man, they're great sample material.
Yeah, so we live on the plains right over here, so like we're on top of a water table, so there's like no level ground, but in the town there's stuff that you can't build on because they're marsh, land. So like like my old relative's property in the middle of town, this area right here by the mall, and then another area on the east side where we used to live, they have these like lush areas that are just consumed, especially when it gets warmer outside, and that's when they
Mm-hmm.
really start going. And we got a couple warm days, of sun, so like they're gonna be out here, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh
we
yeah,
got a
record the
couple
shit
more
out of
days
that.
here.
Yeah, for sure. No,
Whoops.
it's. I mean, I've been doing sampling since I was in high school and bought a Casio SK1 and used to go around the kitchen and you know record. When I worked at the zoo for many years, I record all the animals there and made stuff with the animal sounds. Basically, stole an idea from Bernie Krause from California Academy of Sciences. I don't know if you know. You've heard of Beaver and Krause? It's a electronic music duo.
Yeah.
Kind of famous electronic guys. He also used to sell Moog synthesizers. He was like way into the whole electronic music scene. But his degree is studying natural environments. So he's what they call a bioacoustician, and he would go and record biomes. Like he would go to some swamp somewhere, or he would go to some rainforest or whatever, and just sit there and do like high quality, not ambisonic, they didn't have it back then, but just like really good quality stereo recordings of an environment. And the sad thing is, a whole bunch of those he recorded decades ago don't exist anymore. They've been deforested, taken over, ruined by humanity, right? So he has a lot of these like rare recordings of places that no longer exist, and they all have different footprints. They have different insects, different birds, different other background
Nice.
sounds and stuff. And it's just beautiful stuff. And then he started in the 90s. He started coming out with music that wasn't electronic that he had done. Like he with Beaver and Krause produced the None Such Guide to Electronic Music. I don't know if you ever saw that before. It's a CD that came out, or an album that came out, I think in the 70s. And I finally picked up a copy of that about 20 years ago or something like that. And it's fun just talking about music from that time, kind of exposing it for people who didn't know. More obscure, like electronic music acts and stuff. And other like sound design components, and kind of teaching about electronic music. It was a real cool little thing. But he, other than the synths, he's doing all the sample stuff because he's a field recorder. He's got a million bits of sampling material. So he started making songs out of just animal sounds. So
Nice.
he did a thing with the snapping shrimp of the hi-hats. This gong noise as a walrus underwater doing this kind of thing. The guitar riffs are a humpback whale grunt, truncated. They had dolphin noises for something. I forgot what the dolphin was doing. And just all
I
these
like
funny
using dolphin
things.
noises.
Yeah, he was using all these like things underwater, on land, in the air, whatever, and making like regular music out of them. Really, it's just like. And so if you sit and listen, you go, "Oh, that does sound like that." And sometimes you can't tell if you don't know the origin of the sound. You just try to figure out what it is. But the liner notes showed you everything he was using and what they were, and it was just super super cool because here's a guy who's had basically two careers. Studying environments as a scientist. He had amazing sound design, soundscapes in the museum for all the African Hall and other places. You just sit there and you're transported. Just sit there and close your eyes, and you're in the African forest listening to the sounds, right? And they even built a thing with taxidermy animals and trees and stuff, and a light cycle. So he did a recording. It's like a 20-minute loop of dawn and dusk and everything in between. And as the lights changed, the music would fade into the different part of that cycle.
That's dope.
And so you're sitting there watching these animals frozen in time and trees and stuff. There's a little monkey in the tree looking at you and stuff. And you just hear these sounds cycle through. In 20 minutes, you got a whole day of different sounds. And it's wicked stuff.
Oh,
Right?
that
It's
sounds
really
so cool.
But then he's also doing other stuff, making silly music with all these animal sounds. It was really fun. You look him up. It's Bernie Krause, Krause. He did one of his famous ones was he recorded a parrot at Marine World called Turkey Corwin, who talks a lot. It's like I think it was a yellow-fronted Amazon parrot. And I'm in trouble, Turkey Corwin is one of the riffs. And there's like this riff, and the horn section is a bunch of elephants trumpeting. And so everything's animal sounds, including the bird talking. And it's a trip, But yeah, so it's nice.
Sometimes.
People all these different things they're interested in. It's most people aren't just into one thing and don't want to talk about anything else. A lot of them have side projects are interested in, or they learn something along the way and they want to now pursue that as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was good to see Ben doing that stuff too. You know, he hasn't. I haven't watched his channel for a while. I've been really busy, but for a while he kind of dropped off doing all those kind of extra videos.
Yeah, and also the I would say consequence of what he's talking about now, certain subject matter with the politics, being
yeah.
behind it, because a lot of
Sure.
it has to do with the tracing and stuff like that, and the tracking through audio and technology and stuff like that, and I don't know how deep he's got into the astronomy stuff yet. He hasn't really done any real content on it. He just mentioned it in passing a few times, but
Yeah.
I've been like you. I've been busy out doing stuff, so like I haven't really ingested a lot of YouTube before actually getting here, because that was the main thing. But yeah, he's it's like you said, people are into so many other things, and we're all cut from different cloths. But like it's like music is such an ever expansive thing. Like our minds are not confined to that limitation of the music.
Yeah.
And so these other things, we do these deep dives into these other things. And I'm grateful for people like you out there, because you're such a nerd. I mean, I feel like a dummy in the room sometimes.
Everyone's got their
Like
thing. I am a super nerd, but yeah, everyone's got their thing, right? And I've always been a generalist. As much as I've studied things at a certain level and gotten way into the weeds,
yeah,
I have too many things I do that with, and after a while, you have to stop because there's no time, right?
yeah.
Like I've been doing astronomy since high school, basically, and I only got seriously into it around 2000, when I bought like good equipment, 2006 maybe. It was when I really got heavily into it, because my club was doing these amazing events, and this now defunct company called Orion made really cool telescopes. They died a year ago or something like that. The company just overnight just shut down.
Really?
And people had like scopes being repaired, and people had other stuff they're going to buy.
I hate it when companies do that.
Why I should have known, because I had took advantage of a bunch of their sales. The scope I bought to do that live stream channel was a killer deal through them. And I bought some other stuff that said, God, why these sales are so long? They keep having sales. Oh, after retrospect, I'm like, oh, they're dying. They get those sales now and don't worry about support, because you're not going to get it. Luckily, it's third-party stuff. It's Meade or Celestron or whatever. But it's that was a telltale sign. They were dying because these sales went on. I don't know if you see that sometimes on Facebook. Sometimes something shows up on sale, like this week only, something like this, and then you're like 2 months later, you see the same posts. This week only, this thing's on sale, because they're desperate for sales, right?
Yeah.
And sadly, this company, it's a local company, been around forever. They had just 2 stores in this area, and then 1 store down in like Watsonville near Santa Cruz, which is a terrible place to have a store. But but their videos online are still up, and they had some really good content, like teaching about how to use the equipment, recommendations for buying things, the kind of stuff I've been doing on my channel is like, hey, you should use this and try this and use this app and go to this website. Not just stuff at the scope, but I try to cover a little bit of gear stuff and tools. Like, it's daunting, it's expensive, it's weird, it's nerdy. Not everyone's into all the nerdy stuff. They just want to see beautiful pictures or kind of expand their mind a little bit. Look at stuff, live, so to speak, instead of through pictures. Like, to see it in a scope is magical, right? It's just a whole different experience. Than just like the microscope. When you first look at some stuff on the microscope and it's a little thing moving around doing weird shit, and you're like, wow, this is so cool. I could watch it on YouTube, but it's right in front of me, happening in real time. It's a whole different experience. So yeah, when they closed, that was sad. But luckily, I was able to get all this gear on sale to do my channel, and so it's nice to have those things available. But I don't know, it's just too many hobbies. So, like, if they didn't get on sale, I wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
I'd have my stuff I've had forever, the giant light bucket scopes for looking at galaxies and stuff, but there's no motor on it. They're good for star parties, but they're not good for content because you want to get a nice steady shot of something, and then it's like it's going out of the frame, and then I move the scope, and it's this big shaky. It's a big movement when you do it with your hands instead of a nice smooth motor movement. So it's I'd probably have 20 YouTube channels if I had the time. All the different things I want to talk about and do.
Yeah, I wanted to get into some of the discussions. I was like,
sorry, someone's joining in here.
Oh, right on.
Sorry, I've been yakking. I didn't notice the bottom.
Hey.
Hey. What's up, dudes?
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's up, Viral?
Andy? God, your background's getting stacked.
Yeah. Look at that gear slut.
Yeah, if you would have saw him a couple years ago, it'd be a little bit more practical. But
it would be a little bit more, yeah.
I wouldn't say practical. I mean, that's wrong terminology because it looks very, very practical.
It's definitely getting more cluttered. I tell you what. I mean, this space has become an issue for sure.
Yeah,
What's up, guys?
I have 3-tier racks all over the place because I don't have a lot of horizontal space. I have a lot of vertical space. It's
got to be rack mount from here on out. There's just no way to do anything else. It's become it's a better problem than some of the problems I've had in my past, So at least I can resell this stuff if it ever came down to it, I guess,
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Resale value is pretty good. So
I actually was just moving this from the studio. I have the Studio B downstairs that I've been doing the little 1 minute Dallas jams and stuff from and stuff. But this guy is coming back up to the this is my love of my life lately is the GR Mega.
Nice.
Nice.
It's
Did you like the original one? The one before that?
I never had the GR1. I never owned it. I always admired it from afar, but never pulled the trigger on it. And at one point I was going to, and then I heard about the GR Mega coming out, so I held off and then pre-ordered, and
Are you an iPad user much? Do you like all the granular stuff on iPad? Because it's wicked stuff on iPad for granular.
I do not do the iPad. I've never had it. I mean, long ago I had like a Gen 1 iPad. I know I've thought about it many times and stuff, but
well, I mean, this is very cool what you have, but definitely look into the iPad because like Borderlands and the stuff by ApeSoft, there are like 5 or 6 apps by ApeSoft that'll just melt your brain. They're so crazy with what
I know. There's software that blows probably what this thing does away.
And they're multi-touch and they're like very tactile, even though there's no real physical knobs and stuff. They're incredibly tactile with and doing more than one thing at a time with your fingers and stuff. It's really cool.
This kid found a few really cool ones in Cubasis, and he had it on his tablet or whatever, and he just every finger he's like, oh man, and it traces to the other, like it's just really tactile.
Sick.
For being
right. Animog's a classic one. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
Animog's really good tactile.
Yeah. That one's super cool.
Very dope.
Yeah, guys. Sorry, I was listening in on the conversation. I was like, I'll jump in. It's the 1000th stream of Synthetic. I've known you guys for years from our stream and from around the block and stuff. So like, I was like, I'll jump in. See what's up.
I'm on a slow rise. It takes forever.
Hey, you know what? Once you pass that big hump, as Viral knows, it's a different ride after that.
Yeah, the algorithm changes the dynamic of of the way that it produces. So it's like, okay,
how they recommend you and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, it also changes when you get past 2 as well. And I think the next one after that is 5. Yeah. Yeah, really? But it's crazy though, because like my other channel, my Virus TV channel, like I get way more views on that, doing Pokemon stuff. Like I think for the Viral Beats channel, I got like just for the 2 live streams, I got like just under 2,000 views, and then like from one short, I got like 11,000 views just showing off product that was stocked in a Walmart. Hey, look at the Pokemon cards over here. But hey, it's a crazy IP in music.
It's so weird.
The thing that gets tucked to the bottom. Yeah, it's funny because like you put so much time and effort into this music thing, or just just average production. You're like, this is so cool, and it should go a lot further than it does, and it just
doesn't. I know.
It's
Well,
one of
YouTube
those
seems to
niches.
shit on music. Excuse my French.
No,
if
swear
you
away.
just
I mean,
post like
this
music,
this
you
is a
know.
free
Fuck
fucking
that,
channel.
we're
So do
partying.
whatever you
yes,
want.
yes, we can be free men here.
Yes.
Yeah, it literally just shits on. If you post just music and stuff, it's like the algorithm does not. It's they actively want to see. They want to make you talk.
If you're
and
not in
stuff,
their
you know,
club as a
like-
musician, and you're not one of the musicians that's a part of the YouTube with the label behind you and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, you get tucked.
You get-
It's just
yep.
how it goes. Unless
And
you
it'll-
bring your own audience into it, which
Yeah.
has its own issues. But if
I mean,
you
you
just,
can
Well,
even
that's why
have
so
good
many people do
momentum.
Patreon, right? You can have extra stuff on
There's
Patreon
stuff.
that's like not locked down and
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that. Do you do Patreon, Viral? You ever done-
No, I did as a supporter, and then I just didn't like the
Yeah, I
format
support-
on it, and I don't do it like my own thing is just Discord and the website, and even those are like small time. I just I don't know. It's to me it seems like just another way to make people pay for stuff that they should get for free.
Yeah.
well,
and
if-
and
if
I
they
so
give
I
you
just
good
leave it to
stuff-
my Discord.
Yeah, I've been until recently with money issues and stuff. I've been a Patreon subscriber for lots of different places because they give you some pretty killer stuff.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah.
Some
really
places do,
working to
yeah.
give you that. I don't have the time to make all the extra content.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
I
I'm
don't-
at with it. It's so
Yeah.
much to maintain,
To make it
from
worthwhile.
the producers. Yeah,
You have to make it worthwhile. Some people are like,
Yeah.
oh, give me a Patreon anyway. I'm like, why? You didn't do anything special.
Ben's like, you could have all my music for free. It's
Yeah.
just $1. I was like, all
Yeah.
right.
I was a patron of Marlo Diggs, you know, Marco for a
Yeah.
long time, and like he gave out samples, and it's like, well, I don't really use other people's samples very often,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like I just really liked him and like wanted to support him early on. This when he was his
Yeah.
channel was smaller, and I was just like I dug what he was doing, but yeah, it's like. Yeah, you have to make it. I don't know. I just always feel like, you know, if I was going to do something like that, it's like I need to be putting full time effort into it, or I'm going to feel like I'm grifting people or something.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just
That's why I
leave
don't
all
have
that
that time.
stuck to the YouTube memberships. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just leave it on here for the people that want to support. That way, they don't have to go anywhere else and do it. You know, and I'll just
Do
put
like
stuff
special
up.
live streams and like videos and like, yeah, I could see maybe doing something like that eventually.
Like
I don't know.
Like I noticed Nick Bat. I looked at one of his Patreon videos he had, and they have like a chat room you can go into, and they get like
Oh, that's
sound
cool.
patches and
Yeah.
like a patch, synth patches. And
See, that's
really
one
cool.
Sonic State. I've always thought like if I was going to join another Patreon, that'd be probably want to do
I
because
did
that's
for
a
a
show
while. I
I
just had to drop it.
regularly
Yeah.
watch, you know, and support.
I just got to a point to where it was just adding up. I supported so many people. It was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is like a $200 a month bill.
And then you
This
do
is
all that
like
math
bullshit.
with like, you know, your Netflix and your gas and heat bill and all this stuff. It's like,
You know what really
no, I
sucks
feel
though?
you.
If you join someone's Twitch thing, good luck trying to cancel it sometimes. It's really hard to
Oh,
cancel
really?
a paid Twitch thing. Yeah.
I've never joined a Twitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There are a
Is
few
it
good
like-
people on there I like, but it's like, oh,
Yeah.
man, this is brutal.
Yeah. What
I
was
still
that one
haven't jumped into
Japanese
Twitch.
girl, or I think she was Japanese gal that like Heyman or something. I was at
Heyman,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, she used to be on YouTube, and then she like migrated to Switch 3 or 4 years ago, and like
Oh,
did like
interesting.
really. And I thought about joining up on that because I really like her streams.
Yeah, she was good.
She does, you know, it's just really entertaining. And then I was like, yeah, I don't need to just join another service.
I wonder
you
why
know?
Norix stopped playing her stuff because she went to Twitch.
That you know what?
Yeah.
That's probably because he used to always play her videos.
Yeah, that's how I found
right.
out about her. I had never. heard
Yeah,
of her.
yeah, same. She's brilliant. I think she's still active on Twitch. But I mean, I don't know for sure, but it's been a while. I haven't even been on Twitch in a long time, to be honest.
Well, when I was paying for the StreamYard, you can get for the basic tier, you can get 3 simultaneous streams, right? So I was doing YouTube, obviously. I started with Twitter, but I hate Twitter anyways. I stopped using Twitter, but
Yeah,
I
I've been on
canceled
there a long
mine.
time.
YouTube,
Deleted
Instagram,
my ex.
yeah, and Twitch, right? But when you do Instagram, when you do it from StreamYard, you can only do it for like an hour, then it cuts off, which is stupid, right? The way StreamYard
That
has
is
it set up.
stupid.
And then you also had to fire it off manually. It's like a two-step process to make it go, which is really dumb as well. And then Twitch, as soon as you're done, it disappears from viewing, like for good. Like it's gone.
Yeah.
Only way you
Oh,
can
wow.
archive your Twitch is from the phone. There's a setting to archive it in your account. Or straight from the Twitch app on your PC or something like that. But I'm not in the Twitch app. I'm on the web one, right? Through StreamYard.
Gotcha.
And I
So
think that's
if you
also
go in a
behind the
different way,
paywall,
you
too.
get screwed. Yeah.
Like you gotta pay for a membership to catch the archived. At least that's how some of them have them set up. I
Something,
think.
yeah, there was some weird thing, and I was like, I can't be bothered. I just did it because it was an option. And since I'm using the free StreamYard now because I'm a cheap bastard, I can only do YouTube.
It's a
And I
lot
get
of work.
20 hours a month, so.
It's a lot of work
kinda
to do this, you know.
YouTube is pretty much all I participate in. You know, it's like I don't consider it social media, but it's basically the only semi-social media that I interact with for the most part. I mean, I still have a Facebook, but only because of like family that's far
Yeah.
away and friends that I never see. So it's just like a small community, like pictures of my children type. It's not like, and there's still some groups. I won't lie. There's some groups that I'll look at from time to time. There used to be like the NPC gang and things that I would be like a part of back in the day. But like, as far as like, the ASM group, like that's where the most active place to like be involved with, like Ken Flux Pierce and those guys are like, and Glenn are like in there daily in there. So there's still some advantages to some of the Facebook groups
For sure. Yeah.
but that's like, I mean, it's hard to like get on that site just for that, because it's just like social media is just really bums me out in general.
Well, the good news is a lot of people who do the Facebook stuff now also simultaneously have a YouTube.
Yes.
So I do that version instead if I can. So
Yeah. And it's I mean, social, I still once in a while will get on Instagram, but I'm not active posting there and stuff. But it's like overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like
it's weird too. Like in order to get a playback control bar, I had to install a plugin.
Oh wow!
It automatic. If you play a video on Instagram in a web browser, it just plays until it stops. You have to install a stupid Google plugin
to make it like
show a progress bar so you can jump around.
Wow.
It's like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, I've tried to like kind of distance myself these last couple years from most all social media, but YouTube's kind of like, it fills in that gap, but it's not like social media. It's not like I get on YouTube and it's a bunch of people bitching about politics and blah, 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 and all the stupid shit. It's, it's like, I get to see cool stuff that I want to see for the most part. Sometimes, I mean, the recommendations can get kind of, but if you go to the page of the people you follow, and it's like you can actually see some cool stuff. So
I mean,
Then you got the YouTube drama.
I do find stuff on Instagram that's wild, like really weird art stuff and really interesting. Like there's this music store in Stockholm that every week they have a jam with the instruments in the store, and they just cover like a famous track, and it's really cool because they're all really good musicians.
That is super cool.
Yeah, and it's like little things like that aren't on YouTube, so you have to look around a bit to see some of that stuff.
Right.
It's fun though.
Yeah, you guys were having a interesting conversation. I was following on the car on the way home, coming from work, and then I had to swing by. Yeah, no, it was cool. I was like, I kind of want to jump on here. Like, you guys were covering a lot of ground that was pretty cool that I was listening to. So don't let me take away from like any like actual like good conversation,
Well, it's an example. That's why, like I'll put my NAMM stuff on my channel, or I'll put some other random stuff that has nothing to do with music on my channel. Because how many channels can I manage, right?
Yeah.
So I'm putting it all on the channel that has the most viewers and not trying to have too many sub channels, because then it's just too much to manage. And one of the dumb things about, if you haven't tried this on the mobile side, you can't even mobile live stream from YouTube until you have at least 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
But if your whole idea is to mobile the whole time, now you have to do a bunch of crap on the channel on your computer, desktop or something like that, before you can start using your phone. And that's annoying. I don't like that limitation.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's like the first
That's
couple
wild,
astronomy ones I
actually.
did, I had to do on this channel, and same with the microscope, because again, I couldn't live stream because I had.
I remember
got
I
a
used to
fancy
watch
rig,
your microscope live streams and stuff. I'd pop in and be like, "What is?"
Oh yeah, it's great. Thanks. Yeah.
Super trippy. Like,
I'll be doing more. I just got to
very
get more
interesting.
time to do it. I was gonna. My promise is one NAM. I'm gonna do a Microbes of NAM show, and I screwed it up last year. I forgot to do it this year, so I got to do it next year for sure. Is basically get sterile samples transferred to some petri dishes, and grow bacteria from different scents, and see which one. See which bacteria has which thing in it.
I love it.
Take some
Here's
samples
Yamaha,
from the
here's
Behringer
Cork,
and be like,
here's Roland. Well, the
Oh,
Behringer
that's
one's going to have the
So
worst
you-
microbes around.
Oh, the Behringer.
I saw what you did when you're playing. You're like, hey, what is this shit with this broken key?
Right?
I've got gangrene and syphilis. Let's go.
No, it's funny because like those guys were really they were really kind of like shocked, like you're making a thing, like
It's a real
It's like,
thing.
come on, man, this is the display item. You knew a lot of people were gonna touch it, you know.
It's
like-
after touch, you're going to push a little harder. It shouldn't break the key, right?
It's a
Yeah.
different kind of aftertouch, huh?
But
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
speaking
no,
of
messed
that,
it up right
that
away.
Juno thing this
Which-
year was
which
not
one?
good. I don't know if
It
you've
was
heard
not
that
good. The
thing.
Juno was not good.
So I have a Juno 6 right here,
Yeah.
and so it's the old school, and the chorus. So it's got the chorus hack. So you have the chorus 1, chorus 2, and then basically chorus 3 when you push them both.
Both. Yeah.
And every time you push the button, I didn't, when I was walking through on my little live stream walk, I didn't have any audio except the mic. But if I could have quickly patched it in, I would have put it on the stream where, as you hit the button, you hear you're hitting like it's on the audio
Really?
stream, right?
Oh.
And it also didn't sound that good, especially chorus, the double chorus with both buttons.
See,
It
that
sounded
was my
crap.
big concern. I did a live stream about that. I was like, I want to buy this thing, but I have one major concern is like, is the chorus going to be? Because if they drop the ball on the chorus, then
Well,
it kind of loses
Here's what
the
I think happened.
whole.
Remember that box they came out with? It's like a guitar pedal. That's the Juno chorus pedal.
It was a Behringer one.
Everyone was
Yeah.
shitting. I thought it was Juno. Behringer, wasn't it Behringer?
I remember I think it was. I remember TC Electronics, which I think is the same owner.
That's
had
their
one.
company.
Yeah, same.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I have TC Voice Live 2 right here. I love it. But it's before
Right, and
Behringer bought it.
I have a
It's
couple
amazing.
the Flashback 2 is a decent delay from TC.
Yeah, Flashback's good as
Electronics.
well. I have one of those.
Yeah,
But the so they had that pedal out, and everyone shit all over it because it sounded like crap, right?
yeah,
have
I
a
think
feeling they
I
just
recall
put
that.
in the box. They just took that circuit. And put it
They
in the
took
box.
that same fucking thing in the box.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I'm just from what it sounded like. I'm. Like,
But
oh,
I
man,
do
this
have
is
it pre-ordered because I just like I won't. I mean, for me, I've always wanted original Juno, and for
Yeah.
$700, if it was going to be. But I even said like right after I ordered, I was like, but what if the chorus fucking isn't there? What if the chorus
Yeah.
isn't what it is? That is a huge problem for me.
I mean, there's some really good plugins now for it. Not just the
Oh,
Roland
yeah.
Cloud stuff, but Tal Uno.
I've heard of
it's
that.
really
one.
good on the iPad. I mean, it's awesome.
The
on the iPad.
MPC one, the Jura, is actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite of the MPC plugins that they have. I don't know if Viral if you've used that much on your MPC, but the Jura is
I
I
haven't.
think one of the top notch ones that they have that I've used like a lot. And the Arturia one's not bad at all, but yeah, if the chorus is really and I trust you, dude. I know you're
Well, I mean, I did A/B it because I haven't turned on my Juno probably for a few weeks at least, maybe more,
Sure.
and it's not right next to it. But I'm just from
from your ear.
memory and the
Yeah.
fact
Yeah.
that it just doesn't sound good anyway, even if it is
Yeah.
similar. I don't know. It's just, and the build quality it didn't feel great. I don't know. I have a lot of Behringer stuff. I shit on them, but I also have their stuff at the same time. I just don't
Right.
like
And
their
I got a
business
few
practices
things.
and their attitude and stuff. But
I really
a
hope
few
they do
things.
right by that Synthex clone. Like I've been waiting for that STX, and like I am not going to. I'm not going in on any synthesizers, but one thing I will go in on is that STX. If they do right by that Synthex clone, I mean, that saves a whole $15,000. But
A
I
lot
mean,
of money. Yeah.
if the that's the thing, the Arturia is great, and
The Archery collection is
the Cherry Audio
the Cherry Audio
Elka
stuff is
X is like fantastic, and I actually like the Elka X better than the Arturia.
yeah.
It just because for some reason I favor the Cherry Audio sound. They just really not as a whole, but just for that synth in particular. And I did the comparison of both. So if Behringer could get ballpark in that area
In that
at
vicinity,
all,
right?
then but they got to do right by it. But it's been a long time since they announced it, so like I'm hoping it because
Well, there's been a
taking the
lot
time
of
to really
things that it's
dial
been a
it
long
in.
time that
they
they
tease
announced
too
a
much.
lot
They
of
need
things.
to. They
I
need
mean,
to
it was
take it easy on
ridiculous.
the
Remember,
teasing.
there was like a few years where they were like every other day we're teasing.
Yeah,
like,
that was
know?
that
And
was
like
when they announced
90%
the
of that shit didn't
STX.
come out yet. Like, yeah, you know,
That
the
was around the same
CS80
time.
was
I
what
like,
9 years ago. They
They're supposed to
teased
have
CS.
oh man, my brain is fried today.
Did they
They had
put that
the-
out yet?
They had the
The
one,
CS80. No.
not the. It's the famous one with the joystick. Pink Floyd used. and
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that.
the
They're
what
supposed to
is
come
it?
out with
The-
that one. My brain's
Yes,
fried
that
today.
was one I was very. It's the what is
Yeah.
the what is it called? The yeah, the
This
super
is-
famous British
the
like
VCS3.
VCS3. Yes,
Yeah.
that yeah, that would be an insta buy if it was
Now again,
like in
iPad
that-
has an amazing VCS3 app. It's so cool. You got to check it out.
I would check that out. I should get an
'Cause-
iPad.
Because you got the joystick. It's very tactile with the joystick moving around.
Yeah,
And then
it's
you
like
push the button and it flips
iconic
around like Reason
synthesizer.
does.
It was like Dark
goes-
Side of the Moon. All of the
Yeah,
sounds
totally.
of like you know is like what
But it also has a kind of a sampler mode in the back where you can load waves of various kinds and see the playback and scrub it like a granular. as
wasn't
well.
it the first that had that the small little peg system like of the wasn't that
It
one
has
of
the
the first?
pegs. Yeah, it has the peg board.
One of the
and it also
first,
has
like, that wasn't a
keyboard that pops
modular?
down.
That wasn't a modular. It was like just a keyboard built-in thing that you like had the little you know like the Matrix Brood or the you know
It's
like,
the same they have on the Synthie A or
Gotcha.
the AKS when they have a little keyboard thing for it.
yeah.
It's little it's basically like playing Battleship, right? Little Battleship.
That's another one. See, so all the best ones they've announced to me haven't even seen the light of day. Like
Yeah.
98% of them.
But like
you
I
know.
enjoy the Neutron and I enjoy the DeepMind 12. I didn't like the Model D. It was really poorly built, and also
didn't
a lot
like
of
the
it
Model
became
D at all when I
uncalibrated.
I
played
didn't
it.
get the Model D.
They
I
sound
played the
cool,
Model-
but they're
I
not.
like their
I
2600.
played it side by side. It was a terrible AB. I was like, oh, this is.
I really
bad.
like the 2600, but I've never got my hands on an original, so I can't make
I've played
any real comparison.
at NAMM. I
there.
played all the 2600s. I have the Behringer one, but I've played the Carp one, and I've played a bunch of real ones because I was helping Adina's booth at NAMM this year, the Donut booth.
Right on.
And so there are real ones right there. I mean, there's like even
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there was even a
real deal.
Tonus Blue Marvin, like a really old one that sounded amazing. So Tonus before it was like the normal ARP, right?
Right.
And as well as a classic. So there's a 70 or 71 Tonus Blue Marvin, and then a 75 2600 with in the dark
Damn.
color.
Those have like original spring reverbs in them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they have, yeah.
proper spring reverb. The one they put
Proper
in the Behringer
ones.
is crap. I got
The Behringer,
digital
that's
one
what everybody says. That's
because-
what I didn't buy the gray or the blue because because I wanted to. At first, I was like, oh, the spring reverb. And then I read a lot of reviews and saw people saying that the spring reverb sounded like shit.
Yeah,
And
it's a
like,
tiny
I like
little
I
crappy
like the spring reverb in my grandmother. You know, I think that's a
Oh, yeah.
decent like built-in spring reverb. It's not bad, but it's not. But you know, yeah, when I heard, it, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just get the black one," you know, and
for sure.
because I just add my own reverb to it, and I put my
And you know,
Empress
worst
reverb
case
or
scenario, buy a
whatever.
guitar amp with the spring built in, and you have a spring reverb.
And then you have a spring
Yeah.
reverb, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, banga.
And they're better too. They have bigger springs, right? They're much bigger springs.
I haven't heard a lot about that. What's the follow up one to the Neutron that came out that looked?
Oh, the Proton.
Yeah,
Proton, yeah.
Is that
it's
like
cool? It has
yeah?
wave folding and some other stuff in there that's different.
It's one of the
You know.
was that the only original one they've done in years since the Neutron and DeepMind, I think, right? Was the Proton that was like an original, not a, a whatever you want.
I mean, it's borrowing ideas from other things, obviously, but it's
of course
it's at least something that's not just a
straight
copy
up
of something like, hey, look at this. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been very few and far between in what I've got from. I did buy the Cobalt, and I do like that a lot.
Looks cool. Yeah.
That one, I watched Nick Bat's review on it, where he just bought it on his own. He said, and the sound
cat,
on that,
I want to get the cat.
It's
well,
unique.
I like the Octave Cat. So.
The cat looks cool too. I've thought about that one. I just saw some like random small channel just had a video the other day doing some stuff with the cat that I was like, wow, this sounds really, really cool.
I don't want to get the K2 because I already have the MS-20 Mini, which is really great. And plus the guy I bought it from modded the shit out of it. It has all these like jacks all over it.
This is my favorite from them is the VC 340. So I only have 3 of their synths, but this thing is I've had a few vocoders in my life and stuff, but as a string machine and vocoder for the price, this thing it sounds incredible. And I've never got my hands on a real Roland original.
Yeah, the boutique version of that is definitely weak, but it does have a couple cool tricks up its sleeve because you can actually store a vocal sample per step and get this weird kind of vocal sequencing going on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that it has an input, so I use it more as just running shit through it than I do. But it is a great string machine too. Those are just the few I got. I'm not like a huge. I don't have. For sure. I did buy. I
have like 12 things that have vocoders on them. I'm like vocoders up the ass, so it's like
I use. You ever use? You have the Sirius, right?
Yeah.
That you know what? That's not a bad vocoder if you don't use the built-in mic. If you use your own mic, that built-in mic kind of sucks. But if you use like your own microphone, the Quasimedi Sirius has a pretty that's probably my best vocoder next to
the coolest one is the Roland JDXi because not only can you use it as a vocoder, but you can do pitch to MIDI with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's way cool. I just saw one used locally for like pretty cheap. I was really considering it, but I was like, where am I going to fit another goddamn keyboard in here?
Also, get the white one if you can. The dark one with the red is really a pain in the ass to read.
Good to know. Good to know.
They had
that one's
a special edition.
So, Andy, how many synthesizers do you actually own?
Well, if you asked me 2 years ago, I could tell you my spreadsheet was up to date. If you ask me right now, I have no fucking idea what's going on. In fact, I don't even know where some are. I've lost some somewhere in a shelf somewhere or whatever.
You just lost them. There.
Do you know? Is it Rare Waves? I think it's called. Do you know Rare? I think it's Rare Waves. They make the Grendel. Dave in the chat has a Grendel stomp box. It's like this cool, like vocally kind of formanty, noisy stomp box thing. And I have one of their Eurorack modules, the Grendel Eurorack module. But they made a little box that looks like almost like a 303, and it's only a little 4-step sequencer, and these.
I think I have seen that. No,
I
think I do know what you're talking about.
Something. I forgot the name of it. They're rare as hell. I don't see them anymore. I picked it up used at Guitar Center many years ago, just randomly, and I heard a video, and it's just you can do acidy stuff with it, but it's with a different slant because it's using filter banks instead of a Squelchy 303 filter. Nice. It's using this weird filter bank. So you get like formanty kind of vocally things out of it and liquidy like kind of stuff. Cool. And so I want to use it and I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. So.
I like those patches you were playing earlier when you first got started.
Oh, that Poly Evolver.
Oh, yeah, like
you can do it on the Evolver. It's also very good. Just get the little box.
So that's how many oscillators is on the Poly Evolver?
So it's you can do it's four voice polyphony, right?
4 voice polyphony.
And you have 2 digital oscillators and 2 analog oscillators.
Oh shit! Okay, gotcha.
So you get really weird and really nice and really
Analog filter.
I believe so. I forgot. I think it has both. I think it has analog and
It's
digital.
got different. Yeah.
But it's the modulations are crazy. It has the feedback hack that Moog uses, but it's built in, so you can like weird distortions, and really good effects on board. Great sequencing, arpeggiator stuff on it.
Sounded fantastic from what you were playing earlier.
Just the little box, the little evolver that's just one voice of this 4-voice. You can do, got the 4 oscillators to choose from, two analog, 2 digital, and it can have, because it's got 4 oscillators. Even though you don't have 4 complete voices, you can make each individual oscillator go to a different sequencer or arpeggiator. So you can do Berlin School in a box with just the desktop oscillator.
Wow.
Desktop evolver. So you don't need the poly to do some pretty wicked stuff. The little box by itself is really powerful if you dial it in that way.
Huh.
So four different sequencers and four.
So it's 4-part multi-timbral then, or
No, none of this is multi-timbral. This is all monotimbral.
okay?
But polyphony, this has 4 voice polyphony. But
you can separate the.
Because you're using sequencers, you can call out the individual oscillators
And do those mono.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was blown away when I saw a demo before I bought one. I
Wow.
really like the sound of it, but then you can do that, and I'm like, holy shit!
That's fascinating, actually, for like
and good effects, and it's really really cool. So
I know it's like
Tempest as
highly
well.
coveted special synth, like most. I mean, it's really become like
Definitely, yeah. And the
piece
Tempest is
that
like a
people's-
hybrid of this and some like samples.
and that's what
So
man.
I want to get a Tempest as well.
Don't bring up the Tempest. Because I remember I made a video recently about how I wanted
haven't
the
seen it,
Tempest,
did
and
you?
I've been talking about it for years. I made
Noir's
just a
always doing
live
demos
where-
on it.
Yeah, and then Noir started doing demos on it, and then what's that one guy's name? Guy who plays with Jamiroquai. He's got a huge YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He just did like this big Tempest video the other day, right? When I'm waiting for my tax returns to get here in 2 weeks. And there was like 3 of them on Reverb for like $1,400. This dude dropped a video. All 3 of them were gone that day. They're all over like 2025 back to $3,000. Like, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was literally just about to pull the trigger. As soon as I opened my mouth, I swear it was like, everywhere it was like, oh, the Tempest is like, oh my god, little Tussin.
Hey,
What's up, bro?
Just put it on top of the microwave where the other ones are.
That's the problem with those videos. You learn a lot and you have a lot of fun, but now the cat's out of the bag. And
I fucked
you get
up.
new
I shouldn't have just
adopters.
kept it like low key quiet until I like broke it out.
I
don't know. Like Noir,
picked up
I think. I don't want to blame Noir. We all love Noir, but
he's done those videos forever, right?
Yeah,
he has Tempest
but
going way back. Yeah,
he hadn't done any for a minute. Well, he did do one a little while back, and I think that's what re-spurred it for me. And then he came out with one like last week or something. It's like, why would you want this in 2026? And then this dude who's got like hundreds of thousands of synth followers comes out with one, and I was like, oh my god, everybody knows that because that's like one of those pieces that I want bad, and I was like, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for like years for it to drop down just low enough to where I can justify it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, it's like the Yamaha FS1R. That's been around the $2,000 mark and higher for a long time, and I finally found one years ago for like it was like $800. It was like really cheap.
That's a good deal.
And then it was gone. I got it, and luckily I got it because after that I've not seen one that cheap ever since.
You never will again.
And that one has crazy Foreman stuff on it. In fact, Manny did a lot of custom patches on that one.
Nice.
That are just wicked, right?
I love the Foreman stuff. That's a big thing.
I wish they added. Really that's one thing they didn't put in the montage.
No,
the new montage. They didn't put the Foreman stuff.
Really?
They brought the FMX has the similar engine as far as FM goes, but they didn't bring over the damn Formans.
Huh.
They could have put the whole FS1R.
I wonder why. That's kind of a miss.
Stupid.
Have you played Have you played a Genos yet? The Genos 2?
Yeah,
a little bit.
They sound good. They just get goofed on
they
because
sound
they're
great.
like Ranger boards.
I've never played it in person, but I heard it, and I heard that the one sounded really excellent. And then Ben Jordan
they cost
got
more
the
than
two.
the Montage.
Yeah, God, there's
Yeah.
like $5,500 now
Yeah.
for the Genos 2. But Ben got one, but he doesn't bring it out or play it or anything like that. I was just curious because it's one of those elusive synths that doesn't really get into very many studios. Yeah,
Maybe
a
that's
lot of
what I
it-
saw. Ben Jordan. I think I did see like, was it him that had like did a video like a years
He broke
back?
it out. He broke it out a couple of times after he's had it, but he's got so much other stuff that he's doing. Like it goes away and you don't hear it. But like he was the first one out of any group over here that I've seen like have one, and he waited until the 2 came out, which was pretty close to the 1.
Sure.
But still, like sound quality wise, I mean, the
Sounds
1
really
just
good.
blew me away. And when the 2 came out, I was like, oh my God, it's just more,
Apologize, somebody got it.
There's a running joke on Kent's Pub about Genos 2. It's like people shit on it just because. Not big, but it sounds great. It's just people make fun of arranging keyboards, right? So
Yeah. As they should when it comes to a lot of them. I shit all over the Phantom, and people that love the Phantom give me shit over it. I'm like, look, I wanted it for a workstation. The sampler is crap and doesn't have time stretching, and then it has the polyphony issues, which for me worked out well because the type of electronic music that I do and the hip hop and everything, that skipping polyphony like really added a unique texture to my pieces or whatever. But then when I wanted to play something cool or do something without it, it was like, oh man, it's stomping on the polyphony. Like, but yeah, stuff. And then when they did the EX thing, that was it for me. I was like, I got my album's worth out of this. It's done.
You
for
went
me,
deep
but-
and hard on that Phantom, dude, for a while. Like, that
I
was
sure
like
did.
some great
it's a real
content that
shame
you did
they
there.
didn't take the power of the V synth sampling and put it in the Phantom.
Oh yeah, I
Because the
that's-
Elastic Audio stuff is so fucking cool.
Yes,
That's what offended me so much about it, because Roland knows how to do proper sampling. I mean, they just came. I mean, even the pads. They had the MV before then, and they could have done right by those pads instead of throwing those 2008 pads into those like really old pads.
It's
They're all-
SP404 pads, basically. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
basically, and only specific to that
like
time period too.
SP404, like MK1, that first version, like before
Yeah.
the other ones.
That's the thing about it. They came out with the SP44 MK2 like right after the Phantom, so like they had those pads on the back burner, like ready
They
to go.
just-
They just decided to go with the older ones, but they had this 10-year plan, and they fucked it all up. And then they're like, okay, how do we sweep this under the rug? Oh, let's come out with the EX. And then it's like, wait, we got to release this in hardware now. I'm just like, ugh.
Well, it's funny because my boss at the time, the company
Gotta love Roland.
had a Phantom 08. He was a gigging musician with his band and stuff. And I said, oh, that's the one that has the built-in SP404, but it's not really, because you can't use it like a 404. It's crippled
Yeah.
compared to the features of a 404 as far as sampling goes.
No time stretching, no velocity.
And just the way you want to play. You want to
Very
play the
limited.
samples on the keys and not just the pads. You can't.
Oh, okay.
As far
So
as
you
I
could
know.
do that. You could do that on the Phantom, on the big boy Phantom. But there's certain things that were limited to that. Like you couldn't get the enzyme on the O series. It's only exclusive on the other. But they could have really made that their 10-year plan and made it go. I was marveled at the hardware, and then as I got into it and started producing actual albums with it, I was like, oh, it's so restrictive. I'm like, 3,500, and then when they re-released the hardware, it basically just chopped off $1,000 off of the old stuff, and I got rid of it. I took it to to like a loan place or whatever. This place locally, it's called Brez Guitar and Loan, and it's for musicians obviously, and they gave me $750 for it, and I was like, I'll take it. And they sold it for $18.95, and they finally got rid of it after a year. And I
Damn.
was like, I'm glad you guys got rid of that thing, because like I would have only been able to pull $1,000 from it, and then half of that would have gone in shipping. So I would have only got
Yeah.
what I got out of it anyway, and I helped their
How
business
heavy
a
was
little bit. pretty goddamn heavy.
Really?
Like it took up a lot of space. It was a big footprint, and if I didn't do what I did with
Was it
it
88
musically,
key or it was a big,
no, it was the 60.
61?
Yeah, I had the 61. But that was really practical, you know. And there was a lot of
I'm okay with
great
61
things
keys.
about
They're
it.
fine.
61
Yeah.
keys? Is nice.
I'm even okay with 49 in a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
cases
stuff's
because
49 with no
octave switch.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. And and they changed that with the Osmos, which I'm glad I got to play over at Sweetwater because how are you doing with that, by the way, with the Osmos? Because you got one, don't you, Andy?
I haven't done a hardware jam with them for a while, but every time we have the live challenge where you have to build some from scratch, Osmos and Looper is the perfect combination. So I've done it
Okay.
several times in the last few years. That's the time I get to use it the most. Ever since I bought it, just other things get in the way. So
Yeah.
that jam category, every time it comes up, I have an excuse to use it again, and I feel good when I use it because it's really cool. It's
On that note, Andy, what is your favorite MPE controller? Would it be the Osmos or is it?
no, they're all really good to be honest.
Do you have
I
a-
want
do
to
you
get
have
I would love to get a Push 3.
Me
I
too.
mean, I still love the Machina Plus better than anything else like that, but the Push 3 looks cool with some of the MP stuff on there. But I mean, I have the Osmos. I have a Rolly Seaboard is amazing. Some people hate it, but I love the Rolly Seaboard.
It's a cool piece.
The Lindstrument is clever, but I don't like the stiff pads. And I'm not a guitarist, and it's kind of laid out to be like a guitarist.
Yeah. As a bass player, I took to the instrument because of that. You know, like it was.
It's
like
very
a
cool and
very-
portable and well built, but I didn't really gel with it.
I can
And I
understand
already
that.
have other stuff. Yeah, it's
That can do.
that.
Yeah, you're a keys player,
Yeah.
so yeah, I get it.
And of course the Montage does it, but I can't afford that. So
I've been digging the
Is that like
the-
$5
the
grand?
expression on the MPC Live 3. I was actually quite surprised with it. I've been using it a lot lately.
That's basically MPE. I mean, I think that's just their version of Kai's version of MPE is what those pads are.
They well, the thing is they have very specific templates for it, so it's limited. Like you could use it as the controller doing the MPE, but as far as like all the sounds and kits and stuff like that, it's one specific like kit. It's the MPCE kits.
Right. Espresso.
So like it's basically a set of templates that trigger the pads into the MPE. It doesn't just work across the board as an MPE controller. Like you can't I can't go into like the Scott Storch kit and start playing MPE in it, but I could load up the template from the MPCE and then import the sound from the Scott Storch and then dictate it through the zones and create my own MPE out of it using those sounds. So like there's a workaround to make it. It's just not across the board. It's not uniform yet. They might make it, but I don't know.
there were hacks to do that with non MPE stuff. Like there was this German guy who does all these demos on his floor, like sitting Indian style on this carpet. I forgot his name, but he does.
I know who you're. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's long hair. He's kind of a hippie kind of guy.
Yeah, he sits down on the floor and he's like, yeah.
Just before I bought my Osmos, my Rolly Seaboard, he was doing a Rolly Seaboard demo hooked to a Matrix 1000. And he was able to route the multi-channel capability of the Matrix 1000 to the Seaboard and get that MPE-like performance out of something that never even knew about MPE.
Nice.
See, and Roger Lynn did that with a Live 2 with the instrument. He did a video where he showed how you can control the Live 2 synth.
That's how we all knew it was coming with this Live 3.
That's why we knew the Live 3 was
We're like, oh, you guys made peace.
Yeah, they did.
We know what's coming
We
next.
know. I mean, I think most of us know Roger had something to do with those new pads from.
He said, "I
Akai,
like it so much.
But
I think
it's
I'm
probably
gonna
just
keep
weird
it."
licensing or just a hush hush. But we know, like after he made that video and then the Live 3 comes out with these new pads, it was.
I love it.
And of course, the other one I forgot to mention, the Polybrute is really cool too, but I can't afford that. So.
Oh yeah, I would love to play a Polybrute.
I had the Matrix Brute. It's really fun, but I don't use it as much as I used to either. So.
Yeah. Thing's a beast, huh? Is that thing giant? The Matrix Brute? It looks
It's
so
heavy.
immense in
Yeah,
the
it's heavy,
pictures,
but
like a giant
It's so cool having
beast.
that that button patch bay kind of thing. That's so cool to the matrix to choose routings and stuff. And in different modes, you can have it be the sequencing, or it could be the modulation routing, different color modes, and it's very, very clever. You can even spell words with it and stuff. So,
so you guys, there's a lot of talk of there's Atari, I said Arturia, something big on the horizon, maybe coming at Super Booth, possibly. What do you guys think that might be? If it was like a Super Freak or something, or
I'm sure that's on the horizon. Yeah,
people have been talking about this.
There's a lot of behind the scenes there's hints and stuff. I was kind of wondering if it was like maybe a new drum machine or something cool, because it's Arturia. You never know what it could be.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Origin, which is a project they abandoned way too soon.
Yeah,
and so I wish they would do another thing like that, because it's basically like, in a way, like the Machina Plus, where it's a bunch of soft plugins and stuff in a box, and you mix and match and do your own shit. Like, it was basically,
and with the Key Lab, that's like something they're kind of on doing still.
Yeah,
in some ways.
Because with the Origin, you could take the
Key Lab,
oscillator of a CS80 mixed with an envelope of ARP 2600, and like you did mix and match all these parts. So
I think they're going to do a Pigment synth. I think they're going to do that over the
Pigments and hardware, like
and have dedicated knobs and yeah, I think they're going to do that.
That would be insane.
I think that's more in demand for them than doing a Super Freak.
So like an Astrolab, but with full controls.
Yeah, Astrolab kind of lays the groundwork for that, because they already have Pigments and Astrolab.
Like with full controls of for everything, for knobs and faders.
I think it'd be too many, though. I mean, Pigments is busy.
That's the thing, and with the additions to it and the newest one, like they have to really go the distance with it. But like you said, the groundwork's already laid for it, so half the work's already done inside. They just have to dedicate the hardware to it.
Like the what's the one that the guy did who used to work at Sequential?
The guy from Groove Synthesis?
Before that. While Goo's not here anymore, he had left the chat, but he has one. It's a really nice, with the scribble strips for everything for the synth. And it's really, really cool, and I forgot the damn name of it. I almost bought one.
I know what you're talking about.
They're very expensive. They would have to have like a lot
super
of those
rare
strips. Yeah. To make because you see those little panels.
What the hell was that thing called?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. It's a spacey name, but I forgot the name of it. But they look at Pigments. It has all those little panels with all the shit going on.
Yes.
They would have to have scribble strips all over the damn keyboard.
That's my go-to when I go to VSTs, because it does MP3. I can use the little instrument with it and stuff. When I go and I get in the box, and I sometimes after I do like a recording with hardware and stuff, I'll use that over the top. Use Pigments is on a lot of my recordings and stuff that I do. Is like that's my go-to.
Pigments is good.
Favorite VST that I use.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely good.
I wish you would make an iPad version of Pigments. That would be really nice.
I hope they surprise us. I hope it's something totally unique and not just like what we think, just like the mini.
Yeah, right. Something that just blows it all away. It's just like,
mini freak or whatever, something totally like, because Arturia they're a company that can do that. I mean, they usually when they come out with something, the Micro Freak when it popped out was like, that was
such a unique thing when it came out.
I have the original Micro Freak. It's cool. I never got a chance to get a Mini Freak. I have the software, but not the hardware.
That was my mom's first synth. I recommended to her. She was like, "Oh, what do you think's a good first synth?" Because she wanted to make the space noises, and I said, "Get a Micro Freak. Get a Micro Freak because." The price is right. It's a unique piece, and I
love the touch plate controller. I'm one of those weirdos.
I like it too.
HydroSynth, because you can use it. It gives you polyphonic aftertouch, and you can use it with the desktop. And even though it's just that limited little, was it 2 octaves or whatever it is?
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's just I love the expression you can get on it. It reminds me of maybe what. I've never played like the Buchla type, plates and stuff. It's the closest I come to that.
Well, they have a similar thing on the KeyStep Pro.
Mm.
Little ribbony thing for
Oh, the
doing
ribbon,
stuff, which
yeah.
is-
The
yeah,
ribbons,
which is really
the
cool.
KeyStep Pro
Yeah.
is dope. That's right here.
Yeah,
But,
I tried to convince my oldest to get one of those.
It controls the 2600 and the Cobalt, and then
For
sometimes,
hardware jams, KeyStep
That's
Pro
why he
is
didn't get it.
as close to a looper as you can get. It's super
That's
useful.
why he didn't get it, because he doesn't have any real big pro gear. He just got his Behringer Crave recently, and what's he got? He's got this Vocalist sample and his K-oscillator.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think
He's
of
good
this.
to go.
He goes, he's got a nice little setup going.
I've got an original Chaos pad over here, and a very OG, the original.
I still want to get the new one. I still want to play around
one's
with the
fun.
new one.
Yeah.
Is
I'd
it?
love to mess with it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Chaoslator 2 mini KP effects thingy.
Damn.
I have the Chaoslator Pro, which is essentially a Chaos pad with Chaoslator stuff in it and looping and stuff, which is really clever. And then I got the quad, had the 4 different zones.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Which this new one's kind of like the next the take on from that,
That,
because you got
that one they had after the quad though was really stupid. Do you remember that one?
a couple years ago, like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it was-
North one.
It
Wasn't
a good
impressed.
idea.
I remember.
I forgot why I didn't like it, but it had some issues for sure.
Yeah, I remember not being impressed when that one dropped.
Oh, by the way, Droigun said something about he saw an Evolver signed by Dave Smith that was really expensive online. I actually got him to sign my desktop Evolver at that Karma event. So,
You have a
super
desktop version and the keyboard version, Andy?
oh yeah,
Dang.
I couldn't afford the mono Evolver at the time, so I got the desktop.
First.
We had a when I was working at Nikon. We
And
had,
it's signed by Dave Smith.
I got him to sign it at the show. Yeah, at
Wow.
this little lecture he did at Stanford Karma, but really cool. But he
That is sick.
we had there was a thing because we were salaried employees at the level I was at Nikon doing the IT stuff, and then the government decided, hey, all these IT guys are being screwed because they're doing all these extra hours and not being compensated and stuff like that. So somebody did some cool paperwork, and suddenly my boss said, hey, you're gonna get a nice check pretty soon because they decided you guys are not getting what you're owed. I said, oh, that's kind of nice. And so I got this check for, I was like $12,000 or something like that.
Nice.
So of course, what did I do? I bought gear with it. So my friend was working at a Guitar Center, and so he got the employee discount. So everything I wasn't getting used, I got through him. So I got that's where I got the Virus TI. I got the Evolver. I got the
Heavy hitters.
I got a Casio Privia because I wanted an 88 controller for Ivory and stuff like that. And I got a few other things, but yeah, that $12,000 didn't last that long. I bought like a couple things on eBay. I have a keytar collection. I really like keytars a lot. Like
I know.
Nice.
You mentioned that one.
this one has a D-beam on it. This one's great.
It's got a
Yeah,
keyboard with a DV.
You and that
Yeah.
goddamn beam.
That's right.
This is one of
Love
the
it.
coolest things Roland ever invented.
For real,
It's great.
right?
But I bought one of the keytars that Jan Hammer used
Forever.
to use. If you ever watch Miami Vice, Jan Hammer used to play
Oh, yeah.
keytar for all that stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
it's in. So I have there's a Link brand keytar from New York. They're kind of rare now, but that was one of the brands he used a lot back then because Roland didn't really have much. And
That was before Roland like
stuff.
was.
And so I found an old Link controller that was in really good shape. So that was like $1,000 for that. And it's just all kinds of dumb shit, you know. But, you know, it is. You know, sometimes you get money, it burns a hole in your pocket. So
Hey, what do you guys think about the sequential form?
played it briefly, but I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I'd probably rather get a TO5.
I saw a comparison today. Somebody, like a guy, like did a real deep dive between the Take 5 and the Form, and I've been wanting to get. I have no sequential in here, no Dave Smith anywhere in this room, and I've been lamenting that fact this last year. I don't want to go drop it. I mean, for a long time, I wanted a Prophet X was like what I wanted.
They're really cool.
But I was thinking like, you know, I mean, ultimately my dream would be to have a Prophet 10 in here, but I'm not going to be dropping $4,000 or $5,000 anytime.
Desktop Evolver,
you know.
they're really fun. and they don't
The
take
which
a lot
one?
of space.
Desktop people,
The
the
desktop.
Evolver. That's the mono one, right?
For what? Yeah, for a while I was getting, because I have a couple. I was starting to build the voice on this guy, so I wanted to poly chain a bunch of them. So I have a couple desktop evolvers now, and for a while I was finding them for like 450.
That's not
Now
bad.
they're probably closer to 6-7.
I was looking at the Pro 3. I've been looking at
think
that for
Briz
years.
has
It looks really
one.
good too. Yeah.
I think Briz has one sitting on the showroom. They show all their showroom stuff, so I'll look it up right now and see if they still
Form
have it.
sounds really good. When I hear some of the demos, I've heard of that. I haven't got to lay my hands on one, but it really sounds. I hear that sequential sound when I hear it. You know what I
It
mean?
also has a lot of like modular type potential in it too.
Yeah.
The routing,
But it is
modulation
just
and stuff.
mono. It's mono output. It's not stereo output. There's things about it, but a lot of people are saying it's more like a Pro One. I don't know. I don't know. I just it's it's affordable compared to a lot of the other options.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was curious what you thought about
Ever
it.
since like the Prophet 08 and stuff like that, they've done a lot of really crazy modulation routing options in their synths. It's like a giant list if you look at the modulation routing.
Pro
stuff.
3 has some pretty insane.
Oh, it's close
That's what I
to
mean.
it.
Yeah.
I got this thing over here.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's been sitting in there. It's like
Damn.
What are
four,
they charging?
$395.95.
So that's cheap.
Yeah,
It is cheap for
Cheapest one I
that.
ever
Yeah.
saw was like $420 or something like that.
I don't think I've seen one for less than 500-600 and
They've
Oh,
gone
wow.
up, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Also,
got a
I
bunch of
had
stuff over here.
the polychain stuff. That Dave Smith was very good at the polychain stuff. So
They
I
still
had.
got their Lindrum in there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Original.
Yeah, it's like
I was gonna get a
$6,100,
I didn't wanna get a
20% off
Prophet
if you
08,
get it with Bitcoin.
but I bought a Tetra.
The
And the
Tetra.
Tetra polychains.
Nice.
If you put two together, you polychain and make a Prophet 08, but it's portable. And it also had subs on it, and the Prophet 08 didn't have the subs. So it's really beefy when you dial in certain patches. But
Alright,
the sad thing is, my box of the Prophet 08 was also stolen. So I mean the
Damn.
Tetras, by two Tetras.
Damn, that's terrible. I'm sorry, dude. It's
Well, I made a custom rig too because I got a metal case on Amazon. I put the Tetras in there pre-wired together in a poly chain, and then I added a power inverter circuit to it, so it'd be mobile. So all I had to do was hook a MIDI controller to it,
wow.
and those fuckers stole that. So
I'm so sorry, dude. That's
yeah, it happens. Again,
heartbreaking, man.
being online is risky.
That's
right?
like my
Someone's
worst
gotta know.
fear. I'm pretty we're pretty security heavy here, but it's still like a big fear to
I
me.
mean, BT has been robbed at least a couple times, and he has a massive collection.
I use these things here,
Yeah.
just these little blink cameras, and
Yeah.
just keep an eye on stuff. And and if you catch them in the act, like, hey, what are you doing? This is-
Well, I just recommend everyone get a security system. I mean, for
Yes.
the cost of a JDXI, I got a security system,
yeah,
and I should have done that years ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I already had one because there's other things I'm worried about in my home just besides this, but yeah, it's still always a fear to me, But years ago, when I lived in Phoenix a long time ago, in the down in we were off of like 7th Street and I don't know, down kind of more downtown, Thomas or something like that. Wasn't the best
Nice.
area even back then.
No, that's where all my friends are from. That's where most of the fun families from is from that same neighborhood.
It was there was a little bit of sketchiness going on.
Hey, at least it's not South Central. I was there.
Yeah,
recently.
no. It wasn't-
He's like, I was there recently.
But I was at work one day and I got the call from my girlfriend that somebody broke into our house and our apartment, and everything that I fucking owned at that point was gone. They even stole like my fucking crappy old Walkman from high school. I
Wow.
mean, everything. And there was some real sentimental shit. And
Yeah.
so it's always been like, I still have
That
almost
sucks.
PTSD from that. There was this box that my dad had given me that had shit from he had brought back from Vietnam and my parents' wedding ring and
man. Oh, that
some
sucks.
very sentimental shit that was just gone forever. Yeah. So like, I mean, that's still, it's always a fear in like of me to like, and this stuff is nothing like, I mean, this is all replaceable, you know what I mean? But it'd be terrible, and just the thought of like, that whole feeling of like being like, not infiltrated, but like that.
Violated.
You're violated. To a point.
Violated, yeah.
Like that feeling is like it really messes with you,
That's-
that like in your space that somebody came.
It's one of the drawbacks of California is the strict gun laws. If I lived in Texas, I could have machine gun turrets in here and take anybody out that comes in. So.
Yes, and if you come to Nevada, we got a lot of guns here. Just so
Oh,
anybody who's looking
Reno
on
Gun Show was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I went to Reno Gun Show once.
Yes,
And they had everything that doesn't explode or shoot fire. So every machine gun you can think of, sniper rifles, all the stuff out of video games. I was actually able to
all
pick
the
up
guns
and
in the
hold.
world here.
Like a Steyr AUG from Austria.
Yes, oh yeah.
Oh, that thing was so cool. The bullpup.
Yeah, my buddy Ed's got one. He wanted to sell it to me recently. He's had it for years, and I used to think it was the most badass gun ever. We used to go shoot that at the range and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I don't.
God, the Southwest and their guns.
Yeah.
We love our guns, Viral.
Yeah. I'll be from Arizona. But I mean, we dropped our concealed carry permits real quick. Like, nope. You guys could just conceal.
That part I don't like, the concealed carry, because I don't want some idiot running around with a gun.
I mean, I used to have a concealed carry, but we're open carry here. So if I want to carry, I mean, I don't really feel the need to too often. But if I'm going somewhere, if we're going camping or something, like,
Yeah, Arizona just got rid of it. They didn't just get rid of it, but I mean, they just decided to do away with it because it was just
they don't have it in Phoenix and Arizona anymore, really?
No, they got rid of it like probably about 10, 12 years ago, maybe even longer.
Also, camping, you have to be careful. A lot of national parks don't allow guns.
2006 or 2006, 2007-ish, somewhere around that time period.
You used to walk into Mexican restaurants, my buddy would have like his 45 right.
That's what it was. They got tired of people walking around with their guns out all the time. They're like, okay, fine, because they were just freaking people out.
You see people here, like you go to the grocery store. There's like soccer moms here, like strapped, like open carry here and stuff. It's a trip. You just kind of get used to it. I've never seen anything happen bad because of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is.
My grandfather in Louisiana used to carry a Lotus 357 Magnum under his car seat. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fun times.
Indeed.
Yeah. Make my day, right? So.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What happened to you, Andy, was gut wrenching to hear about. After what happened, and
that's why I wanted to share it. So because it's important. Yeah.
And I'm glad you bounced back from that, and I'm glad that you did share it the way that you did.
I think it helped the community the way you shared it and spread the message a little bit.
The part
whether
of the
it be on Noir Stream or Daydream Sound or wherever, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's helpful for most people. People need to hear that have gear and are out
there.
For
sure, yeah. I mean, it's not fun to talk about initially. Now it's like whatever, it happened. But at the same time, it's people really should have security systems. I mean, I was always thinking about it, and I drag my feet. And once you put yourself out there and become more visible, it's not that hard these days to find out who you are, where you are.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't have my face on camera for the longest time, but people started using my real name in chat, and then I got on Randy's show, and then not just my face, but my real name in chat. So after a while, it's like, hey, forget about it. It's already cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
You gotta do that. But you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, I live pretty obscure where I am here. It's a nondescript area. You'd never think I have anything nice in this place. The outside is very plain. I don't carry gear around. Every time I move stuff, it's shrouded in something or in a backpack. No one ever sees the gear directly, right? And I do stuff at night where they don't see it. All these little tricks you do to keep private and not let people see stuff. But now I'm online showing, hey, look at all the stuff I got, And it's like, come shopping,
Yeah.
I really worry about traveling with stuff, and especially like I won't leave this hotel unattended, even though I got cameras pointed at my stuff. Just because I got my my Mac
Yeah.
and my MPC in here, and those two things are enough for me to protect right here.
Well,
to
if
not
you ever
leave.
see me at the
1000%.
shows, NAM or other things, you see me with a big ass backpack. That's all my stuff. I'm not leaving in the car. I'm not leaving in the hotel room. And it's nice to feel safe carrying it, but it's also murder on your knees and on your back all day carrying like a 40-pound backpack.
Mhm.
It's not that fun, but I'm paranoid. So
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, you have every right to be after.
well, even before the crime, I'm just paranoid. Because people have gotten their hotel rooms broken into,
Yeah.
and their car trunk popped, and whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're running around a big event and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you got less eyes on your stuff and more time away from it. It's like,
well, you see people pull up, they go, "Oh, put that in the trunk." So they open their trunk, they see them putting stuff in the trunk. You just advertised, you put
Yeah,
stuff in the
literally.
trunk.
Yeah.
yeah,
So crowbar, and it's all over. So
yeah,
Check it out, Julian. What is it, Ricky? There's some stuff in the trunk.
yeah. Even if they don't know what it is, they'll probably steal it because it's worth something. So
Yeah, no, it's a sad world we live in, but
like these guys who stole it, they clearly didn't sell it. It didn't show up anywhere. I had eyes all over the place for it. They stole it to keep. They coveted it.
see, that's the real scummy part to me of all. It wasn't just some random crackheads or some people who were like, it was some people. That's what makes it. That's the part of that story that bothers me the most. Is
And
that
it was stuff
people
I
in
had
the
recently
community-
demoed, so they saw it, they liked it, they wanted it.
yeah. Very
Someone in the
specific
community.
and targeted. Yeah,
They'll get their karma. It's all that shit comes back to you. You know, you can't.
You would hope.
can't
I
do
mean,
that
generally,
stuff.
sadly, I don't think it does, but hopefully somehow it does.
yeah.
I believe that at some point in time, the universe will punish you for things like that. That's just my personal belief. You know,
Yeah,
at least hopefully.
yeah.
it's bad stuff. But I still need to talk to Robbie. We're supposed to do a show about that at some point. I can't
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was supposed to be. Yeah, and
well, after that happened, he wrote a nice article for Gear News.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
then we were
recall
going to take his outline and my experience and do a little discussion about it. So I need to follow up with him about that because
You should.
it's still as topical as ever. So
yeah,
crime isn't going
for
away.
sure. Oh no, it's not. People are getting more desperate with it.
Yeah, it's
And
getting,
I had my car broken into like several times in San Francisco over the years. Twice in 1 year.
damn.
And it's just random. I didn't even have anything of value in sight, but they do smash and grabs down a street.
Wow.
And like one night, 18 cars got hit. And I was just one of them. And there was nothing there,
Some fucking spare change and a
but it's
fucking
still a
a
$350
rope
window.
somebody put out or
right?
something,
Yeah,
And I had to drive home with rain coming through my window because it's a big hole.
Jeez.
So, yeah. So stuff like that.
figures the one time you get rain. You guys have been getting a lot lately this year.
It's
A lot
it's
more
good.
anyway.
It's good because we often have drought conditions, right, or close to
Yeah.
drought conditions, and unlike Southern California, which somehow gets a lot of the water that we don't get, like they're draining Mono Lake. I don't know if you've been to Mono Lake. It's really sad. But
Yeah.
it's the reason you see those tufas, those little towers of like magic sand, basically sticking up out of the ground.
Basically
That was all
gone.
underwater.
Yeah.
And so it's a bird flyby zone. It's a really important biological area, really nice, beautiful area to hang out. And now it's this weird place with like a low water level.
It's crazy
because of-
looking.
Yeah,
all kinds of parts of Northern California. I'm from Yuba City originally, California. And
Oh, nice.
a lot of the lakes that we used to go to up there and stuff, I see like friends have posted like videos like Collins Lake and places like Bridgeport up in the Sierras, like the rivers, the lakes. It's like so low. It's like crazy compared to when like I grew up,
So you've been to Gold Country and all that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spent times the Sierras there in between Reno and Sacramento is kind of like my
It's funny.
where I-
People go to Sutter's Mill and they go, "Here it is," and they don't bother to read the sign and realize the actual Sutter's Mill is right over there. So they're taking all these like photos. This is a historic spot.
It's-
It's not the real spot. The real
it's
spot
like,
has
yeah,
a
it's like
recreation.
literally like the
Yeah. So I went and panned for gold at the real spot.
nice. It's
Yeah, it's
illegal to pan now. I heard. Like
Really?
when I was a kid, we used to pan. My uncle, we used to bring a dredge, and he'd actually dredge like up in there. I remember him getting little nugs of gold and stuff with my
Oh,
dad.
that's cool.
But I guess that's totally illegal now to do. You can't bring
Huh.
your own personal stuff up there.
Washington has some crazy restrictions on panning and stuff like that. Like you can't pull stuff out. Like you have to register and you know where
wow.
you're going to go. And well, there's a lot of national forests here. You know, you got the Guilford over here that's like consuming. So already you can't pan over there. But yeah, we see it all the time because one of the places that we go to quite a bit is this place called Frenchman's Bar, right next to the DB Cooper landing site.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
yeah, it's like right there, and so like that Columbia River right there, you could always see like the gold in there, but you can never take it out or anything like that. I mean, it'd be a good
Gorge
place
right
to
there.
pan, but you're not allowed.
That
to.
reminds me, since you brought it up, because I do a lot of movie stuff with friends on other channels and stuff. There was a movie called Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, which already sounds stupid, right? It's just a ridiculous.
That's amazing. What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, because Mystery Science Theater kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But these guys on Red Letter Media, one of my favorite channels that does like making fun of movies. They do like all these kind of comparison things, and they also make short films. But they did that was one of their spin the wheel things, like the wheel of the worst things. It just came
nice.
up, and they watch it. And I don't know if you know about David Dakota. He's a famous. He's actually done some like regular movies, but he's one of these guys who kind of secretly had some stuff he was working on when he was trying to do like commercial movies. But he's a gay man that likes to make gay-friendly movies. And again, no big deal. I have plenty of gay friends and trans friends and stuff like that. I'm not knocking the gay movies and stuff, but
Right.
these movies are so terrible. Bigfoot versus DB Cooper is a secret gay movie. It's full of guys with their shirts off, hiking in the woods, looking
That's
for Bigfoot.
hilarious.
And DB Cooper's like suitcase or something, whatever the hell the story was, I forgot.
They have these conventions. They just had one recently. This last time it was like some anniversary of it. The actual place is it's there's no like it's not like a monument or anything like that. There's no signs that say "Oh, DB Cooper," you know, or anything like that. It's just it's actually next to the boat drop or whatever, and there's really nothing there. You can't go in the actual place. You're just, but there's a really cool area like right next to it, and it's like the place that we frequent all the time. I had no idea. Like I really had no idea. I was totally blown away by that.
But this movie has nothing to do with DB Cooper, Bigfoot, and it's guys in tight shorts with their shirts off running around going, "Hey, where are we going?" And it's just like
We're looking for Bigfoot.
well, it's like when we watch like a Pam Anderson thing and she's hanging out of her top.
Right. It's like that. But for-
It's just for looking at the guys. That's all it
Hey.
is. It's very fun. Yeah, it's just
That's great.
years ago when I played in a rock band, I always wanted to do like giant rock opera thing about DB Cooper. I always thought that would be like a good concept album, you know, like how people, you know, like I don't know.
It's an
there's a movie
interesting
made about
story.
him. I mean, the actor Treat Williams played DB Cooper in a movie about him.
It's a fascinating story still to me to this day, you know, because they never caught him, so that's why we don't know. And there's all these theories. It's like I still think it's like
I never
story.
knew it was so localized in Vancouver, Washington. I had no idea that the place that in Vancouver Lake, you know, right where we frequent the most, is where that shit happened.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I lived up in Portland and learned that too. I was
It's
living there.
so
and I found out it was
crazy.
like right there. I was like,
It's like the whole
forgot.
time. It's like
Wild.
15 minutes from here.
yeah,
I forgot you're in Vancouver, Washington. That's not a often talked about city, but I know it because the one 3D software I've been using for like 25 years, they were located in Vancouver, Washington. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, this town is booming. They built the waterfront, and it has just been crazy. So now we have all these high dollar properties along the waterfront, and it's just attracted a lot more. Which is why I want to run my shop up here. You know, doing another shop because it's such a booming town. And developing and everything, and they're really investing in the arts. You know, we got the Vancouver Arts and Music Festival, and they have the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. That's like their claim to fame. You know, So like they're doing that, but there's just no like modern music really. There's no synthesis communities and stuff like that. No hip hop, at these events, and it's just like, we like the other stuff too, but like the demographic here, the main demographic is Gen X and millennials.
It's weird because like Portland and Seattle have a big modular scene.
Yeah. Yeah, when I went to the Synth and Pedal convention, that was in Portland. They wouldn't host anything like that over here, and they
do that modular on the spot stuff. Have you seen that?
Yeah. They have the casino up here, which is like 45 minutes from where we're at, and they have a huge amphitheater there now, and now they're starting to do big events there, but those are for like the big events. But yeah, locally here we got a couple amphitheaters. I've gone around to some of these events and filmed them on the YouTube. The algorithm kills it, because they're like, hey, you're not a jazz channel. It's like, yeah, but goddamn, man, like I'm over here. What was his name? God, I forgot his name. I don't know. We've seen a lot over here as they're developing. It's a pretty interesting story about this town, and somehow my family's involved in it. One of my relatives was the first treasurer, built the first jail, and was really good friends with the governor and stuff like that before he drowned, and his wife became the pivotal figure.
One moment, gentlemen.
Yeah. So it's a very, very interesting place, the way that this community has developed, and it'd be perfect for opening the shop. But we just can't afford to be here. We've been priced out of the game. And
so you're near the Oregon border, right?
Yeah, right on it. As a matter of fact, if the shit ever hit the fan here and these bridges went down, our only connection to the States is the I-5 and the 205.
Oh, wow.
Other than that, we'd have to go up the Lewis and Clark Highway, which is known as the 14, and that curves right around the base of the Guilford National Forest. So if the shit hit the fan really and, these volcanoes started erupting, there'd be no way out of here unless we had a boat. So, it's pretty interesting. And watching the way that it's developed. And,
all right. Quick cameo.
Dude.
Kitty Cam.
It's a cat?
Oh, well,
we want to see the cat.
There's one cat.
Nice.
That's Charlie.
Nice.
Okay. Oh. All right. Oh, we got to bring both of them in up here.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Hi, guys.
Hi, hello.
It's Jonas and Nina. All right. Go on, guys.
Cool.
Get the cats out.
You ever done a keyboard cat video?
Only
You got to do a
when he was a
keyboard cat
kitten.
video.
Need one. I need a new one now that he can play better.
Yeah.
My wife had a nervous breakdown over here because this place says pet friendly, but they don't accept cats. So it's like, you sons of bitches, don't say pets allowed when
Dogs
it's
only.
limited by dogs. And it usually when it says that, it says limitations apply or something like that. Nothing like that here. And the most egregious thing is they took a $200 deposit anyway, and it's like, you just do a $200 deposit and then you can't, even have the animal that you want here. So we had to, at the last minute, get a sitter for our cat. We're just lucky that it happened to be in the same complex, and my
Nice.
neighbor upstairs took the cat for a while, so she's freaking out over there. And my wife had a little panic, but we're not going to stay here as long as we planned on. So we're going to.
At least the cat's safe and in good hands. So
because that's what we were worried about. Because this cat can't be around other cats, and they almost got rid of her at the Humane Society. We're like, no, we'll take her. We'll take her. She's good with humans. She just not good with other cats.
Yeah,
but
Yeah, the last cat I got to interact with on a regular basis was I worked at the zoo. I worked with bobcats. So
nice,
a lot
fun
of fun.
times.
Wow, that's cool.
I haven't had a pet for years. I just don't have a place to put them, and I'm not home enough.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Yeah, pets.
I love a
need
dog and a
owners.
cat, but I can't do it. So
Yeah.
Our dog died last year. We haven't. It was very sad. Made it 15 years.
wow,
It was very traumatic for all of us.
for
as
sure.
you can imagine. So
it's a family member. I mean, it's
literally. And so we have the cats, but my kids are like, we should get another dog. It's like, Dad
I think
can't
I cried
handle
more
that
for a
right
couple of
now.
dogs I had than like a grandparent. So
Yeah. maybe eventually, but I need more time. 15 years, you can't just like replace someone like that. I don't know. That's just me, but yeah. And if you're
Have you
not
guys seen
around a
that?
lot,
Have you seen the Catcherto video before? Have you ever seen that?
which one?
So there's a woman who's a piano teacher. Her cat gets into playing with the piano for fun sometimes because all the kids playing piano in the house. And she noticed one day it was kind of doing this kind of thing where it stands up on the keys and kind of walks a little bit on it. And it's very melodic. It actually sounds good.
Nice.
And so she had these videos up on YouTube for a long time, and somebody saw it who's a composer, conductor guy. And so he took videos of her and composed a suite called Catcherto to go along with the video of the cat playing the piano in different segments.
Awesome.
And you can find it on YouTube, and it actually sounds beautiful when he plays the orchestra with
cool.
the cat playing the piano. It's really cool. So,
Let's check that out.
yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
very good. But yeah, no, it's good times. Unfortunately, I gotta get some food ready pretty soon and go do some more driving hours, make some money.
Yeah, I need to get to bed. I have a very early rise time to go to the mine. My new job at I work at a mine.
You're mining it. You're up there with Echo Craft and Synth Samurai there working the mines.
Literally, it is a mine, but I'm maintenance electrician at the laboratory, so it's kind of chill. I don't have to wear a hard hat or nothing like the rest of the mine. I don't have, it's kind of chill. But
you
yeah,
buy a few of those.
Is that a coal mine, or what kind of mine is it?
It's a gold mine. It's
a gold mine. Okay.
Yeah, this area of Nevada that I'm in is I'm surrounded by. This is like one of the largest areas in North America and the world of gold mines. So there's
silver too, like the placer stuff, or is it?
There's silver mines too and stuff, and they do a little bit of silver. But it's all about gold for these mines. Yeah. It's like So it's not like the gold is microscopic. So they they leach it and do use a lot of really gnarly chemicals.
The old trick was using mercury.
Yeah, there's mercury. I'm around. You name it. You name the horrible chemical or thing, and it's around me in this laboratory. It's like super gnarly. Like a lot of times I have to wear all different types of respirators and stuff in different rooms.
Yeah,
and
be careful, man.
Things. No, I am. I'm pretty careful. It's there's a lot of SO2 gases and cyanide is the big thing that they use. So cyanide is a big one. Lots of different types of acids.
Sure, yeah. So you have to use a full tank respirator, a sealed system, or do you have just one that filters?
Not what I'm doing now, but I have had to do that. And before this, I was a contractor electrically and would go to all the mines all around. There's ones all over, all the way almost to Reno and back. There's like I don't know how many, I've been to at least 18 different mines. But this one's real close to town and it's pretty chill. Yeah, it's a good gig. I only have to work 4 days a week and it's a lot better money than I was doing contracting. I don't have to be nowhere near as many hours, and it's better money, better benefits for my family and stuff. Kind of boring in some ways because it's maintenance. I've never been maintenance electrical. I've always been new construction work or I've done maintenance fixing stuff. So this is a little bit of a new avenue of just, all I do is just fix the broken shit. A lot of it's programming these controllers and stuff on these giant ovens. I take care of these big giant ovens that they're 2,000 degrees, and you have to change out the things you got to put on.
Jeez, what a job!
So that's to evaporate the chemicals they use to extract the gold. Is that?
Yeah, so basically the laboratory is a small version of the entire mine. So the mine, they have these mills and giant facilities, and the laboratory is they bring in the samples of the new areas and they run it through what would be the ball mill and then the grinder and then this and this and then leach it, and they do it in different ways, and they figure out, depending on that type of soil and what it is, the best way to extract the gold from these samples. And then they know that area, or they're going to leach that, or they're going to use it through the mill, or they're going to use all the different methods that they use to extract this microscopic gold.
So on a given day, how many grams or kilograms do they get of gold?
Oh geez, of bars that they release. I don't know. I've only been into the refinery a couple times where they actually make the gold bars.
Mm.
I forget what the numbers are. I never really paid that. Like they said it, and I just didn't. It was like it just kind of didn't really register because I don't can't process like that weight and like I don't know. I'm like I don't know. They got some gold. This year was good. The bonus is really good this month. You know, because we get bonus. The production and stuff.
You're not gonna build your own Fort Knox. So
the laboratory does like certain amounts. It's all minuscule amounts at the laboratory, right? So it's like the samples come in, and then they figure out like depending on how much from this sample they extract, they know that damn that's going to be a really good area. And so it doesn't just come from the mine I'm at. It's like from all the mines come to this laboratory that I'm at because it's like the main laboratory for this $1 billion company that I'm working for, that I'm going to refrain from naming, but it's pretty obvious if you look into that what it is. One of the biggest gold companies in the world. Wow. But so it's and I've been contracting and having to be out there already for years. And so it's like, why not just go work for him and make more money, work less, make more, work less hard, better benefits. I'm old now. So in my trade, like physically, it's like harder for me to keep up with these 23-year-old kids and try and be like that dude. Like I just don't want to do it anymore. My knees hurt and shit. My elbow, I'm sore as fuck all the time. Yeah. Sure. So it's a good thing.
I knew a guy worked construction and he had permanent bad back from construction and stuff.
Yeah, so. I'm ruined. I have like arthritis in my spine and all kinds of problems, dude. Yeah. But yeah.
By the way, the gold bars made me think of Battlefield Earth. You ever see that L. Ron Hubbard movie?
Oh my god! I read the book when I was like in junior high. That book is like that thick. Like,
the movie is so terrible, but so funny to watch.
The movie is horrible.
John Travolta overacting and just.
Oh man, it's atrocious. Was that pre or post Pulp Fiction? That was post.
That was post. That was way after.
Pulp Fiction was
his comeback
to movies.
Yeah, because he didn't act for it since Look Who's Talking was his last movie. Before that, I think it was Look Who's Talking.
The 80s.
Yeah. Basically, his career was saved by Tarantino. So
yeah, and that was like, wasn't the Battlefield Earth like he had his payback to like Scientology?
Well, he's done that in that one stupid movie that that Limp Bizkit guy made. Have you seen that?
I don't know.
Where John Travolta plays the special needs kid or guy, adult, basically.
Oh man, I do know what
it's so bad.
I forgot about that.
It's kind of like Tropic Thunder. You never, go full,
Never go. Never go full John Travolta.
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
Well, Andy, congratulations on reaching this milestone over here.
Huge.
And
I'm slowly catching up to you guys, so
Oh, dude, you're right there.
I appreciate everybody
just relentlessly YouTube every day.
Yes.
Well, I was going to start doing that, because it is fun.
From the toilet.
It's hard to commit to doing it all the time. Even if you're doing it every day, it's even difficult to hold on to that. I think I lasted 80 days doing it every day.
You were hardcore
for a while, took like a month or something like that, and
plus I really worry about boring people. I don't want to do like the same shit too much, and so it's hard to keep fresh, keep more stuff fresh.
Just do you, man. I mean, it's like
that's
like
I'm not.
If
I don't put on any airs. It's just like it is what it is. So.
I enjoy the journeys, looking around and walking around, and like I said, I have damn near shit myself when you had that Spatula City story, and you were right there. I was like, shit, we just watched that movie.
Yeah, it was really funny.
And he's brought me to like different countries and walked me around neighborhoods.
Yeah, no, I did live streams in Japan and China last year and stuff.
Yeah,
so. But it would really trip me out is I get stuff Matrix synth here and there, and I have emailed him many times about stuff, and I said, hey, did you see the latest thing? It was oh yeah, I saw it. Oh, and by the way, my wife and I are always watching your travel channels on the couch. It's like, what? All right, I'm glad you enjoy it. So here's the keyboard guy, the synth guy, Matrix Synth, who runs the website. He and his wife watching the walkouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, you're like the synth Anthony Bourdain. You know?
Yeah, kind of. But no, like I was telling everybody else, I stole kind of the idea from Adam the Woo, who recently died. And if you haven't seen Adam the Woo, go check out his channel. It's still up there. He was a legend. He was like an old punk rock guy turned YouTuber. He's like a Disney guy. He used to go to Disney and do special coverage of Disney events and walk and talks at like historic sites and stuff. And I liked his approach. I'm kind of doing a similar thing to what he did.
That's
my
cool.
own little take on it.
Very
where it's
informative.
just like stream of consciousness, and it's fun because like I often do the rideshare stuff in San Francisco at night, and it's dead, right? Sometimes there's nothing for an hour. I go, well, I'll just go for a walk. Let's go down this neighborhood. I've been there for a while, and I talk about the history of the area that I know and places I've been and other fun stories about just random stuff. I've done like filming locations there, like Mrs. Doubtfire House and some other random stuff. Just
And Astoria, right? Didn't you go to Astoria? Or no, that was that was you, Viral. Actually,
Yeah. That's where that music
Sorry, I
video.
got
Most of that
confused.
music video was driving through
Astoria,
there.
Yeah.
We went to Long Beach. It was the first time going to Long Beach. Strange place, because we always go to the coast on Oregon, like Seaside, Lincoln City, Cannon Beach, stuff like that. And most of the beaches along the coast, like in Washington, aren't really public, so it's pretty much Long Beach. Get there through there, and that's where I did that music video at. All that video is going across the bridge into Astoria and all that other stuff. So it worked out perfect for doing the music video. But
hey, thanks, James. Good to see you.
yeah, appreciate you, James.
So I didn't know this
I haven't
till a
looked at
trip
the
many
chat.
years ago. Long Beach is right by Compton. So we went down for the AVP volleyball thing. When just a friend said, "Hey, let's go check out this thing." It was like a last-minute road trip thingy, and I'm like, "What? Go see the volleyball thing?" This was like 2 Summer Olympics ago, and he wanted to go check out the female volleyball players and look at all the Corona girls and the Bud Light girls and all the cheerleaders. I was like, "Hey,
Why
I'm
not?
down. What the hell?"
What
Right?
the hell? Why not?
Yeah, and we just went like the day he called me, we just went. We drove down there and stayed the night and came back, but we had no plan. It was just like we did the event at Long Beach with the volleyball stuff, and then we went to Sunset Strip because the Sunset Strip's amazing, all different bars and clubs and stuff. And then we ended up super late, 2, 3 in the morning. Like, okay, now we were going to stay because we have to stay the night now. We had no plan. So like, well, we'll just drive around back toward this one area. We got kind of lost a little bit because we didn't have the GPS on. And then we ended up like, oh, let's go back to Long Beach. And then we ended up taking some wrong turns. And we're right in the middle of Compton. They're like,
shit.
they're prostitutes on the corner. My friend wanted to go like talk to one. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not going to get her services. Let's go, right? And so we finally find this dumpy hotel that's still open. We can get a room for the night. We're just all piled on a chair, the bed, or whatever, just to get some sleep before leaving. And then the next day when we walked outside, one of the guys says, "Hey, that's that liquor store from that Snoop Dogg video where they're on the top of the liquor store."
Oh yeah, it's a famous
So
spot.
We were right down the
yeah.
street from that.
Yeah.
So it's like a horrible area, right?
Oh yeah, super sketch.
Yeah. And so yeah, at the Long Beach thing, I've changed my idea of Long Beach quite a bit. So
That's funny because, like, it's like up here, like people hear Vancouver, so they think Vancouver, BC.
exactly.
And then Long Beach makes more sense that it's called Long Beach up here in Washington
It does
versus Southern California.
The LBC.
So everybody, was like, okay, yeah, this is the first time being in Long Beach, Washington. But yeah, down there, coming from Arizona, the first time I went to Long Beach, California, that Jack in the Box was like the best Jack in the Box I ever been to. And it was like right after they remodeled it. I was like, this is a clean Jack in the Box. I thought
Nice
you said
ass
Long Beach
Jack
was a messed up area.
the fryers are extra clean. So there's no like.
There are definitely nice places in that area. It's just funny because it's like surrounded. It's just,
Yeah.
I was
It's
born in
rough.
Inglewood and
Really?
grew up. Yeah, well, we lived in Anaheim, but I was
Wow.
born in Inglewood, and my dad was a motorcycle cop
Wow.
in that area back then at Chips. But it was like sketchy back when I was a little kid, and then like coming back as an adult later, like it changed a lot.
Yeah, after hours they operate behind the glass.
Yeah.
So you want to go to a gas station, stick your money through the hole.
That's wild.
Inglewood started that. They were the
I
first.
think I've been there, but I can't remember.
People were like, you're so white. It's like, whatever. I'm from Inglewood.
Oh, live.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you get going over here. Synthetic Andy.
Thanks again, guys.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
I
having
was
us on,
I was
bud.
gonna live stream and I saw that you were on. I was like, oh, this is way
Same.
more important.
Yeah.
This is
I was
way
about
more
to
important.
I was like,
Appreciate it. Not that
yeah.
important, but I'm glad you guys are here. So.
Synthetic
No,
hit
it's-
1,000. I got, yeah. Hell
It's a
yeah.
good moment, and then like
It is.
I said earlier, like we've known each other for a minute here on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
been rolling up on the years. You know, I mean, the three of us really.
Yeah.
You know, because
three
like
of us
yeah.
been, like,
me and Trader
years.
to the Living were hanging out in what's his
chat room.
Raul's chats and
Yeah.
years.
finding each other everywhere, and
Talked to
yeah.
Synthetic for, long time now. It's coming up.
Yeah,
on
it's
a-
funny
quite a
because
few years.
obviously I've been tapered off big time on coverage, and I don't do the whole poster frame game, the search engine optimization stuff.
Yeah.
Like I should to make the channel better. But
That's
there's
their
little-
system, not ours.
Yeah, there's little games you have to play, and then I would
Aging
be
its
much
algorithm.
exactly. I'm just lazy, so I was just saying that earlier that I love the live streams because live streams have to edit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I used to spend hours editing just a stupid video for something.
Oh
Titles
God! You
on
spend
it.
like 3 weeks to a month for a video that doesn't even go anywhere. You're like, what the fuck,
Exactly.
man? I
Remember
spent all that time.
I put in all the stupid
Yeah.
video, like movie clips and shit in
Yeah.
between stuff, and like.
Oh
tried-
man,
took
your
forever, dude.
cutaway game is
Cutaway
epic.
Yeah,
That
love
one
it.
when you cut away to what was that? Point Break or whatever.
Oh,
It was
the
fucking Gary
Busey.
Busey.
Why?
That shit was right on time. He was talking to Keanu Reeves. He was like something.
These
That
lines.
line was just so perfect.
that's great.
The lives are so much more easy, and it's fun. You get to interact too, and
Yeah.
That's the
Like,
thing.
yeah,
you
and
get
then
a
the
chat
chat
room, you
too,
can
yeah.
read, and like
I
I
wanna
said, I
do
get
streams
really
like
bummed
this,
out
where,
when
like-
I do these on mobile, and for no reason the chat disappears forever.
yeah,
And I don't get a chance to read it because when I'm walking around, I'm focusing.
that's annoying. I know what you mean.
I occasionally see a pop up, but I don't catch most of them. I go, oh, I'll read this
Yeah.
later and have a nice.
Gone.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's
always
gone,
hitting
and
us
I don't
with
know
the
what the fuck
disclaimer. Hey, I don't know who's in the chat right now, but whoever's in that, just know that I can't see
Can't
it,
see
and
it.
I'm still
Yeah.
talking.
And I'm looking forward to reading later. And then when it's not there, I'm like, God damn it, where's the fucking chat?
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's
So
crazy.
it's
I didn't know it was like that with the mobile live stream.
Yeah,
to
I
where
have
you
the
can't
same
go
Well,
Well,
back
I
on
expect
it.
it when I get glitches, like sometimes in an area with bad coverage, and I have to
Yeah.
keep hitting reconnect, and the stream will keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I expect those sometimes to be fragmented enough where the chat gets fucked up, right? But when I had a stream go through no hitches, no reconnect, nothing obviously bad, and then I go back and I wait the 12 hours, whatever it is, for the chat to show up, and it's not there. It said chat was removed or blocked from this thing or whatever it says, the error message. And I go, I didn't do anything. Why is it gone? So I get sad.
YouTube be YouTubing.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I
The
haven't
mobile
figured
app is
that out.
annoying for its own ways. I mean, you have no camera control, you can't see the clock, and you can't see the battery. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
this
stupid
is cool,
watch,
like-
just to know where you are.
Doing it in the studio is nice because, and I want to do like where invite you guys in. I want to do some streams where like like invite people in, and I haven't done that yet. Like that's
Hey,
cool. Cool.
We're going to be making our trip before we go to the Midwest here in a few weeks. We're going to be going down through California, through Nevada. I got to go to Vegas and drop off this NPC and then go down to Arizona. And we're actually going to be going to the Midwest from Arizona instead of going up here through the mountains. So we're going to be heading that way, man.
Dude, if you roll to Northern Nevada, hit me up, dude.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. We'll be
Yeah,
going
for
right
sure.
through there because we'll be going through there and then going to Southern California.
Yeah.
And then
I
then
got some
through
couches you
Arizona.
guys can crash on for the night and stuff. And, like, yeah, like, set you guys up. We got a cot for little tussing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to say what's up
Oh yeah,
to our friends before we head out and potentially not see the West Coast ever again in life. You know, because
dude, you're more than welcome. If you
we
roll
may
me,
not be in the region ever. You know,
Maybe
maybe
a road
a
trip
flight to
or
Nam or something. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, maybe.
never
But
say never.
yeah, never say
Yeah,
never. Yeah,
for sure. Hit me up, man.
You never know.
But
That's
yeah, the
only
reason I
time to
started
say
doing
never.
these is when Kent was doing the pubs and he got sick, and it was like a 2-week period where he couldn't do any pubs.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I said, oh, fuck, I'll do I call it a mini pub or pub replacement or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I started doing this kind of thing, and that's why I started doing these. I was mostly just
Cool,
doing
man.
like live demos, but it's kind of fun to the hybrid where you do a demo and then you have a chat or something like that.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
like doing that. I
Yeah.
like building and then talking.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's
All
good
right.
stuff.
Well, have a good night. Appreciate
thanks.
you, and
Thanks,
yeah,
everybody.
it's good to see you. Good to see you up, and yeah, I
Yeah,
look forward
good,
to what
good to
you
be on a
what
live
you end
one
up
with
doing.
you, Viral. I know
Yeah.
I think it's the first time we've been on stream together. So
Yeah, thanks for popping in too, because it's cool. Because like,
yeah,
you know,
no, I feel honored to be hanging out with you boys.
Yeah, it's always fun.
fun times.
All right, fellas,
Get
Thanks,
this
guys.
little tuss in the bed. Take care, y'all.
Yeah.
take care.
Appreciate you.
Late.
See you later.
See you later, chat. I'll get out of here.
You're
Take care, man.
trapped. All right.
See you later. Have a good
See ya.
night.
So cool. Great to have some cool people in here hanging out, just shooting the shit. Yeah, so like I said in the beginning, much appreciated everybody tuning in, communicating, sharing ideas, having good times. I'll be doing more of these soon when things kind of quiet down a bit. The reason I did this today and it's so impromptu and kind of half-assed is because I saw the count and I go, holy shit, it's over 1,000 already. What happened? So it must have happened during NAMM or something, I'm guessing. But always much appreciated. Always lots of fun. And so I look for more. I always do the crazy live stuff from the car and from the shows. But I do like the studio stuff a lot, showcasing a gear item, some kind of synth or drum machine or whatever. Maybe people don't know very well, or maybe you haven't even seen before. And do a couple, again, it's not planned most of the time other than which piece to use. So it's kind of off the cuff, and I just go through some random sounds and play some, different, like this. Tonight I got the MIDI controller here. I got the Theory board because it's not only got good velocity and poly aftertouch control, although it's really more channel. The poly doesn't seem that poly. It's really more channel aftertouch, but it is expressive and it's fun for experimenting because you get all your chord inversions on the fly. Let's get a better angle so you can see it better. It's a little hot for this camera. It's too bright, but you can see the rainbow effect, meaning each color is a different key, and then you get different chord inversions along that color strip for that key. So the purple has, like in this one, the purple has 4 things. So there'll be like a root chord and like first inversion, or it might have like a fifth chord, like a fifth or a 7th chord, or an 11th chord, or whoever programmed these. There's only so many chords you can do to keep it all on one side like that. And they were supposed to come out with the editor. They never did. Who knows if the company's even around anymore. I haven't kept track of them. But really cool idea that looks silly, but is actually educational and fun and expressive. I've actually used it for lots of demos and some jams and stuff too. Especially if you don't have any idea what you want to play, but you want to play in a certain key, and you want to just noodle, have fun, and not think so much about the chord shapes with your hands. Especially if I'm not a great keyboard player, never will be. I don't put the time into practice, but I'm decent enough to play when I have to, and then want to noodle based on a playground, like a little sandbox, like a pentatonic minor scale of some kind, or in this case, this Japanese scale, Hirajoshi, which is a pentatonic scale in D. And you can just noodle on and do Japanese sounds, Is it still on here? hear that scale, it's very Asian sounding. In this case, it's Japanese, but it could sound Chinese to some people or Korean. You know, and I've done in hardware jams, I've done lots of those kind of things with the Machina Plus. But here it's just very expressive and dialed in to just play. You know, and the chords. Some of these chords are not necessarily doing anything very Japanese sounding, but they have all the different inversions and stuff going for them. And then the board on the right. Updates. Watch the colors. If I can get the angle right. Nah, it's still too bright. You can maybe see a little bit. On the right side, the colors are dancing around a little bit. Because as you hit each chord, it's unlocking the proper notes for that chord to noodle with on the side. The cool thing is the ones that stay white are not part of the scale you want to stay in, but they're still available if you want to use them for jazzy stuff and other kinds of off scale playing. So you're not like so limited in a sandbox that those notes are gone. They're just decolored to a white, so they can basically be available to you, but you know to avoid them if you want to stay in the target zone. So good fun. And other MIDI controllers like this Corda. I've used this before to play the Polyvolver. A lot of fun, a lot of expression. It's kind of like a hard version of a Rolly C-board because it uses conductive, capacitive touch instead of the mushiness. And yeah, good stuff. So again, much appreciated. Look for more goodies, more tech demos. One of these days I'll probably do some kind of a music breakdown, like showing how I make a hardware jam. I don't know. That's potentially going to take longer because when I'm in the flow to make it for the show, I'm just going as fast as I can because I only have like 3 or 4 hours to do one most days. And so to sit down and do a video of it might be a little too distracting because I'm trying to show certain things and not focus on what I'm doing. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, at this point I'm babbling, just saying a lot of the same shit over and over again. So time to go and go get some food, and appreciate everybody coming by. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for coming in. Leave a comment if you feel like it. And if you are coming across this and you like this kind of off-the-cuff, kind of wacky content, whether it's synthy stuff or travel stuff or NAMM coverage or whatever the hell it happens to be. I did a German festival about Christmas time. That was kind of fun, downtown Mountain View. But yeah, all good. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon.